Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back. We're here again, aren't we? It's exciting news, isn't it? It's unbelievable. He's the man for me. I don't care. Somebody's posting Hoof. I've just seen it, Hoof. I don't care. He is the kind of manager that I would have gone for, to be honest. I think he's, let me just go to the comments there. He's the kind of manager that, well, my dad loved him. I've got to be honest. My dad used to love him. He used to make him laugh. I know he's dour, but he's actually funny. You know, he's not like Michael Appleton. He's funny. He's probably, and I'm sticking my neck on the line here, and you can disagree with me if you want, but he's probably the biggest manager, the biggest name manager we've ever had since probably back in Stanley St Matthews days. All the managers that we've had, we've never had anybody quite as big as him. Maybe Nigel Worthington, but he was, you know. I've got callers coming in. Just give me a minute, George, and I will get to you. I just wanted to say my thoughts first of all, because I've been, you know, probably like most of you, I've been on social media all day. I've been looking at a view from the tower. I've been reading posts about, God, you know, don't get him in, do get him in, you know, all this sort of stuff. But he ticks all the boxes for me. He's not an ex-manager. We don't have a lot of history with Mick McCarthy. You know, we haven't played him that many times, so, you know, we don't hate him. He doesn't hate us. He's not a Preston fan, which is another great bonus to everything. Or he hasn't played for Preston or come from Preston or anything like that. So he's a clean slate. He knows football. You know, has he managed in the Championship? Yes, he has. Has he saved a club from relegation in the Championship? Yes, he has. Only recently he saved Cardiff. He came in at Cardiff. I know they sacked him the year after, but they brought him in on a short-term contract, and in that time he turned them around and he got them safe quite comfortably. So he's got the experience. Many of you may have heard his interview already where he's talking about the guys bringing in with him will get the strikers scoring goals. That's what we want to hear. Hopefully he knows how to defend, and maybe he's got some contacts, and I'm sure referees may like him as well. He won't have a bad rapport with referees. I'm sure he's great, so I'm really pleased about it. I keep saying all the time, though, that whoever it is that comes in to the club has got to, we've got to get behind him. We've got to be there on Saturday. We've got to be making loads of noise. We've got to be cheering on. It can be Mick McCarthy's Tangerine Army, whatever. Let's make it loud and proud, because we are the most important ingredient in everything. We can help this manager. We can help Mick McCarthy make us a good side. So hopefully we will. Let me just go through the comments. There's a private number phone in. Don't bother. If you can't phone with your phone number, I will not answer you. It's as simple as that. I will not answer private numbers, so you can keep ringing all you like, and I'll never answer you. So don't bother. If you want to talk to me, message me, and that'd be fine. That'd be great. Dom Clark says, careful what you wish for. Lucky White Heather, he says, okay. W&G fan says, that was quick. Yeah, it was. I've got on as quick as we can. I was in fact, when I was asking yesterday, where were you when the news dropped on Michael Appleton? I was actually in the gym. Jane and I were in the gym when this news dropped. Right, I'm just going to answer George, because I know George. Hello, George. How are you?
Hello, Lee. I'm good. After disappointment, I'm very, very good. How are you, Lee?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. You're not particularly loud. I'm trying to get you a bit louder, but I don't know if you...
It happens every time, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's better. Right. That's better. What did you do then? Did you put the phone to your mouth near or something? Have you got it by you?
I've got it, Lee. I've got it right up to my mouth.
Right, brilliant.
I'll be spitting on you, mate.
All right. So come on, tell me. Where were you when you heard the news it was Mick McCarthy?
Where was I? I was at my mate's house, and I haven't been on Twitter for a bit. Obviously, I socialise. Get your phone down for a bit, Lee. 20 minutes a day, it does you a bit of good.
Yeah.
But then I've picked up back on my phone, Mick McCarthy's, and he's there. And you know, at first thought you're thinking, oh bloody hell, Mick McCarthy. But I think we've done very well with what we're doing. Six months, or however long it is, just till the end of the season, and then get a long-term manager.
Yep.
In the summer, I think that is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think they've done everything right this time. He's come in with a mandate to basically keep us up, hasn't he? And he's got so many months
He
to.
knows his job.
And if he doesn't do it, then we don't have to stick with him, do we? If he fails, he can walk away. He tried. If we'd have got, a lot of people were saying, we need a young, hungry, inexperienced manager who wants to prove himself. But the trouble is, you get one of those in, and then you got to get rid of him, haven't you? Because he's not going to sign a 4-month contract, is he? He wants to. So it was difficult to get somebody in like that without giving him, say, a 2-year contract. And if he takes us down, then
and look at like Critchley. What did he do at the start? He was a manager, wanted to prove himself. His first 10 games.
Yeah.
Bound to happen with every manager.
Exactly.
You need a fresh slate start of the season or in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
But if you're comfortably, you're fine. But I think with Mick McCarthy's the right man. Out of all the options we could get, like for us, we weren't really going to get anyone else, to be honest.
He's a big name, isn't he? I mean, he's a big name. I mean, if you ask most football fans, that aren't sort of Blackpool fans, have you heard of like Michael Appleton and probably some would, some wouldn't. But if you ask the football fans, have you ever heard of Mick McCarthy? He's one of those classics, isn't he? He's like a Neil Warnock. He's like a Alex Ferguson, isn't he? He's that type of player, type of manager. And I also imagine he's a bit more imposing on the touchline. I'm trying to think back to, we played Cardiff, the season before.
Really
it was the first game of the season and we lost to them and it looked like men against boys. I said this last night. Yeah, it was like men against boys, and I do remember looking at the touchline and seeing him and having that same sort of feeling as I did have with Alex Ferguson. You could see it was Mick McCarthy, you know what I mean? Not just like a random nobody, it was Mick McCarthy. And
I won't be comparing him to Sir Alex.
No, you can't, but what I'm saying is he's that kind of imposing character that you instantly know who he is. You know what I mean? He's instantly recognisable. You've seen him on telly a million times, haven't you? With clubs. You've heard all these sound bites and his dour things that he says, but he does have a great sense of humour, and which Michael Appleton didn't have a great sense of humour, did he?
Oh, did he? Yes, he had. He had no sense of humour, Lee. He was a miserable sod. That's what he was.
Yeah, I mean, people say he is miserable, Mick McCarthy, but he's not. He's just he calls it straight, doesn't he? He says it as he sees it. Honestly, I know, and I'll get pelters if we go down, but I honestly think that you can't guarantee we're going to stay up, whoever we get in, because we could go down, we could go up, but I do feel that we're giving ourselves the best sort of possible chance we could give ourselves.
I think it's not going to be entertaining football for these last 20-odd games, but I think we can grind out the points to keep us up.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, I don't think we're going to get any games like Appleton, 3-3, Sheffield United, Burnley.
No.
But I think we can grind out a few 0-0, stuff like that. I think that's what's going to be, and I think he might sign a decent centre. He loves his centre backs, doesn't he, Mick McCarthy?
Yes, he does, and I hope he's got some contacts. I would imagine he's got some contacts in the game and people that that he can call on. And of course he will. He's been in the game a long time, so I'm just hoping that he can sort the defence out and make us not looking like a wet paper bag to punch through, because that's what we're like half the time. And I'm sure he'll be able to look at this team and see the young lads and the problems in the middle with the experience, and he will know as an experienced manager what he needs to do with the team, with the young lads, to make us a bit stronger than we are. I would believe that.
I think he'll give that tribal a good chance as well.
I think he will.
Like a Mick McCarthy type of player, doesn't he?
Yeah, hard as nails. Yeah.
Centre half, I've got my eyes on this lad called Jensen Duffy, and he's quality. I think he's in like some Dutch league. I reckon you can sign him for 500k. Absolute wall at the back. You won't believe it, Lee. Right. Honestly, I don't even know how I stumbled on. I had a £1 bet on some Dutch team to win. And I was watching this.
What's he called again? Sorry, George. What's his name?
Jensen Duffy. Duff. Wow.
Jensen Duffy. Check him out, folks. Check him out. Is he on YouTube? Is there some clips of him on YouTube?
Pardon?
Is there clips of him on YouTube? Have you seen it on?
I don't think so. It was in that some random Dutch league. I had a £1 bet on my.
Okay.
I thought, let's get the odds up here a bit, Lee. And they got little TV featured on it, and this bloke was a wall. And I've been like keeping an eye on him. He's an absolute. Obviously, I'm not a scout, so maybe maybe he's just like with the quality of football they're playing back there, but it's absolutely quality. You've got to keep an eye on him. He's a wall.
Right. Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, you're feeling. I'm just hoping now that when we go into Bluefield Road on Saturday, there's loads of people bought tickets now that Appleton's gone that weren't coming. Loads of people will be buying tickets because it's Mick McCarthy. There'll be a bit of a media frenzy as well, I would imagine, around the club because it's Mick McCarthy. You know what I mean? There will. It's already been all over Sky, hasn't it? Blackpool suddenly back on Sky. And I just hope that we, as fans, and particularly you lot on the North Stand, are making as much bloody noise as we can. And because I think we can help anybody who comes in, to be successful. And I want him to, because my dad always used to say to me, Mick McCarthy, would be a good manager here. He used to say that years ago. He'd love this club, and love the way it was. So I'm hoping we do show him love, and I hope we are behind them, and I hope we do roll them on. And he's got some good players. We've got some good players. We're a good side. We know we are, aren't we?
We have enough to stay up.
Of course we do.
More than enough to stay up.
Of course we do. We've got some great players.
From Blackpool fans, I've seen a pretty positive reaction, surprisingly.
Yeah.
There's a few that aren't happy with it, and I can understand that, but
yeah.
I think.
But they're not boycotting. They're not.
To keep us up.
Yeah, the reaction we got, obviously, when it was Michael Appleton, it was so bad that people were saying, I'm not going. And I had Harry Wake on last night. I'm not coming back to Blackpool until you get rid of this manager. I can't believe he's worked under the Oysons, blah, blah, blah. Well, Mick McCarthy hasn't worked under the Oysons. You may not, as a fan, it may not be your preferred choice, but you're not going to boycott the games because it's Mick McCarthy. You're going to give him a chance, aren't you? Whereas with Appleton, it was instant just hate, wasn't it? Straight off. So we've got rid of that.
He had to get the wins to get the fans on his back, and it just wasn't it, was it, Lee? But
no.
Blackpool, let's see, Lee, we strive and we conquer. And next season, we're going to get that. We're going to get a young manager, throw a bit of money to that United coach. I fancy him, me.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens, won't we? But I'm feeling positive.
Yeah.
If you do a phone in to Huddersfield, maybe it won't seem that way.
Yeah. Well, we will be doing a phone in after the Huddersfield game for sure. We whether we win or lose, we'll be here at 6:00 doing a phone in. So we will be here. We'll be here. But it's been a very up and down day for me. I've had almost arguments with people messaging me because there's so many people in the know. Had somebody messaging me saying, it's Mick McCarthy, definitely Mick McCarthy, and I said, well, is it on? And it's not official anywhere, and then we got to an argument. Then, well, it's because there's personal problems or something, and the club's a circus and all this. I'm thinking, well, we don't even know if it's Mick McCarthy. We don't know anything about personal things, and now. Obviously, it is. It is. It has been confirmed. It's Mick McCarthy. So brilliant. I'm happy.
You know what, Lee? I'm happy as well.
Good. I'm glad. This is a program of joy. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
You too, Lee. Have a good one, mate.
Bye. Hello. What's your name? Hello.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, it's Wayne.
Hiya, Wayne. Are you all right? I don't know why you didn't come up as Wayne.
Right, thanks, yeah.
All right. Are you happy? Are you happy? And where were you when you heard the news that it was confirmed it was Mick McCarthy?
I was at the football club tonight, and I heard at the up.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. You were there. You were there at the club, and I think you're happy about it. I think from what you've been messaging me today, that's quite a good.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know. I watched him as a kid in the World Cup when he did the Republic of Ireland, and he did.
Yes.
He did quite well with the Republic of Ireland at national teams in the World Cup.
He did, didn't he? I mean, how big a name is this guy?
Massive experience.
He's the biggest manager we could have got at this moment in time, isn't he? He may be almost retired, and he's maybe come back for one last, hurrah, and just to prove to everybody that, actually Cardiff are wrong in sacking him and he's a good manager. I think he's got something to prove, don't you, as well, with that, with Cardiff.
I think he's hungry still. He's hungry. 63-year-old, he's hungry.
Yeah.
He's asking that interview. He wants to train every day. He wants football in his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it looks like he eats and breathes it still.
He does eat and breathe it. I liked something I was reading, one of his quotes he said about people keep saying that all these football managers, they've got new ideas. And he just basically said, there aren't really any new ideas in football. You've just basically got to win the ball, put it in the back of the net, and then win it back again. And that was it, really. It's as simple as that, isn't it? Get hold of the ball, score, and then keep getting hold of it and try and score again, or not let them have the ball. It's as simple as that, really, isn't it? It's a simple game.
I've just read a comment which I don't agree with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, go on. What have you read?
Who's the manager's kind of long ball manager, yeah? If you watched him when he played against Ireland, when he was manager of the Republic of Ireland, he had several plan Bs, Cs, he could hoof it, he could pass it, and he had some really good attacking players back in his day, even at Ipswich.
Yeah,
he had some really good attacking players. So he can mix it, he can long ball it, he can pass it as well.
Yep.
And he can shut up shop as well if he needs to as well.
Exactly. He has got that much experience. If he doesn't read the game well, I'd be very surprised. So I'm sure he's one of these managers that in the game, he knows what to change, what to do, how to change it, and he have no fear of making those big decisions that he needs to make.
No.
I'm convinced that he will have the wherewithal to turn this team around.
I've seen 3 videos of the last 5 minutes where Blackpool are passing it around at the back, yeah?
Yeah.
If Blackpool start passing it around with 5 minutes to go and they're 1-0 up, they were getting a fine off him to hoof it up the top of the corners, keep it in the corners and stop passing it around.
Yeah, put it in the corners. He'll know every trick in the book. He'll know every trick in the book. And he was manager of Ipswich and we never beat him down. We just never ever beat Ipswich. So
he had a good player called Marcus Stewart that he looked after. I don't know if you remember him or not.
I do.
Ipswich scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, I remember Marcus Stewart, yeah. So are you buzzing? Are you buzzing, Wayne? Are you buzzing?
Yeah, with that appointment, yeah.
Good.
One question I was going to ask you,
Go on, yeah.
If he does well and it all goes well,
yeah,
does he go another season and gets a 2-year contract?
Well, this is the thing. Now, there is a post on A View from the Tower, and some guys posted what his record was like when his Cardiff record, and they brought him in to sort of save them. In the first season, and he was on a short contract, just similar exactly to what we're doing here. And his record was unbelievable in that season, and that's the season before he got sacked. He did wonders at Cardiff. He turned it around. I think he had 3 defeats in 20 games. He had 16 wins, 3 draws. It was unbelievable. And he was saying this is why we need somebody like him, coming into the being the manager. And then they offered him a long contract after that, and then it all, he didn't do so well. So on that basis, looking at it like that, they were kind of saying, yeah, have him for this short thing, and then don't give him a long contract because obviously it went wrong. But I think anything can go wrong. You don't know the behind the scenes of what was going on when he was at Cardiff, do you? Because Cardiff,
I think it was bad behind the scenes at that time.
It's very bad, and it may not have been Mick McCarthy's fault that he couldn't get a win, because this bloody owner sounds a nightmare at Cardiff. I mean, I was on a live stream.
There's no money there.
There's no money.
Very good place to be fair.
They're on like a transfer embargo, aren't they? So they can't get players in and all the rest of it. So I listen, if he does wonders and gets us, mid-table or higher, you'd certainly want to give him more of a go.
I think what you've got to remember is where you go, what he did at Wolves, he did all right at Sunderland.
Yes, he's done well everywhere, hasn't he? And like you say, he even did well as Republic of Ireland manager. So, Jesus, I mean, we couldn't have a bet. I don't think we could have done better than this at all, honestly.
I remember going against Bobby Robson. I remember him going against Bobby Robson against Republic in England.
Yeah.
And I mean, something about it. He got him into the group stage.
Yeah.
He qualified, and then he got him past the group stage one year in the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's got international experience as well.
He has. So you're buzzing for Saturday. You're buzzing for Saturday.
Yeah, his number 2 is quite handy as well.
Well, there's an interview. I've not seen it yet because Jane just came flying in. Actually, as the intro was rolling, and she said, have you seen the Mick McCarthy interview? It starts off a little bit, but it gets better and better as it goes along. And he's talking about this number 2 that he's bringing in, and he says he will get your strikers scoring goals because he gets strikers scoring goals wherever he goes. I'm bringing him in. He'll get this guy's going to get him getting goals. So I'm sure.
This is what he got. I think his team talk on Saturday in the dressing room will be, look, these fans, I can hear them now. You make them loud, and you do something to make these fans go wild on Saturday. You're playing for them.
He's got to be more inspirational than Michael Appleton. He's got to be more inspirational than Michael Appleton, hasn't he? Do you not think that?
He's a winner.
He's a winner. He's a winner. Fantastic, Wayne. I think I should put that on the thumbnail. He's a winner. He is a winner.
He's not coming here for a payday.
No, he's not.
He's coming here because he wants to do something.
Yes. Well, he's more or less said that. He still has football in him, and he wants to still, get back into football. And he's had a year out, and he's probably a bit like Holloway, where he's gone around watching matches and reevaluated his life and and his philosophy on things. And let's hope. Well, I'm honestly, I know I'm putting my neck on the line, but I think he will save us. I think
he's come and said something already, which he's already said something already about the players. He's already said they're not bad. He sees some good in the players. I already watched him against someone in the second half.
Yeah.
And they backled. So I think he's already kind of praising the players already before he's even spoken them properly.
And he won't be talking about little Blackpool and we have to know our place and these big clubs. He won't. He is Mick McCarthy, and he is a Championship, Premier League, international manager, and he's not seeing this as a little club, is he?
I think it's a bit like Sean Dykes, very much in that mode. Can work with budgets, can work with tight budgets.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Get the best out of the players.
He's proved it loads of times, hasn't he? I am over the moon. Wayne, I really am, honestly. I am. And if he doesn't do it, he doesn't do it. We go down, but we just have to get a new manager, and we haven't got to pay him out bloody millions because he's on a 4-year contract and all the rest of the garbage that we did last time. So I think they've learned the lesson.
I'm not saying it's going to be all wonderful. There will be some backhogs there, but I think even if he keeps up by 3-4 points, I think he's going to keep us up. Yeah. And there will be some hard games there where he has to back up. But I think he will get that backline into the team, and they'll have to back up for him. And if they don't, they'll be dropped.
I totally agree with you. I am buzzing, absolutely.
He'll upset. And I respect him as well. And when you look at Mick McCarthy, you look at Jerry H, you were thinking, he's a legend, this guy, actually. Good manager, good player. And I think the players will respect him as well. I didn't
he'll get instant respect from Mick McCarthy because he's a big name. He's done it all, isn't he? If Mick McCarthy's talking to you and saying, you need to do a certain thing, I'm looking at your game, and if you just tweak this and start coming inside or whatever whatever he tells them, they're going to listen to him, aren't they? Because he's a bloody experienced manager. He's been in the game for 40 years, hasn't he? He's got a track record as long as your arm. He's going to be fun. He's the best thing we could have got. He's the biggest manager we've ever brought in. The biggest manager.
I think when Appleton says to some of the players that, I don't think they respect him. I don't think what have you done at Preston or what you've done in the game, mate? Yeah.
Who are you?
I think they look at him confused.
Yeah, well, they're probably better players than, they probably think they're better than him. But Mick McCarthy, they're not going to be giving him any back chat, that's for certain. You know what I mean? He's a pretty, he's a tough guy, and he's just a hard man, and he's just an honest man, and he says it as he sees it. And I can't wait to hear his interviews, to be honest. I couldn't even listen to Appleton at the end. He was doing me head in. I couldn't listen to him.
I think one thing before you go with Charlie yeah?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a decent guy, mate, hands around him and get the best out of him, but he'll kind of nurse him and encourage him. He'll be like a father figure to him. He'll say, some player, you listen to me, this is how we're going to do it together, yeah?
Yeah.
I think young players will kind of grow with him as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think they will. I think it's going to be fantastic. I really do. And I hope it is. I just hope it is. I hope we get off to a win and a cracking start, and I hope he just turns it all around. And
I definitely think he'll keep us up 1,000%, but I think if he does well, I'd like him to carry on that next season.
Yeah, so would I.
If he does well.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
I think there'll be some agreement there to say, do you want to carry on, or do you probably sign somewhere without us knowing?
Yeah, of course.
There'll be an option there for him to carry on somewhere.
There'll be an option for him to walk away. And either way, I would think, and I'm sure we've talked to him and said, look, if you want to stay with us, because we don't sack managers on a whim, do we? Blackpool, they're pretty loyal, and they've shown that they're loyal to they stuck with Appleton all the way to the second off the bottom of the league, and they've not sacked him, have they? When other managers have been sacked way before him, so they're pretty loyal. So,
and Appleton. I've been to some away games, and they have sung his name, and it's gone well. Sheffield United has sung his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did have a chance there, but he blew it with some of his team selections and some of the stuff he did. But the fans did kind of look about him. So in some sections, they sing his name. you know.
Mm.
And they'd get that look of encouragement,
yeah.
you know, and then he'd love it. So
Great.
I think Mick McCarthy will get a very warm welcome on Saturday.
Well, he better has, and I'm saying that to everybody who's watching this stream now. All you Blackpool fans, you make sure that we are on our top voices and singing and noise, and get right behind the manager. And you
can't get anybody better, to be fair. I don't know how much it cost them, but I don't think there's anybody better in the business to get us out of this.
Well, let's put it this way: it's worth it, whatever, because they're going to lose probably 10 million if they go down. So whatever they pay him, if he can save them, he's saved them losing 10 million, because they'll lose 5 million straight off the bat after not being in the championship, and they'll lose probably another 5 million in sales, sponsorships, boxes, the whole thing that they've got going. It's, well, maybe let's just say 7 million maybe, but a definite 5 and maybe a couple of million just off season tickets, and they can't charge as much in League One as they can in the Championship, can they? So
no, I mean, just going off the subject.
Yeah.
Have you seen Squires Gate recently? Have you?
No.
So Simon Saville's done good there.
Yeah,
he's put the gym in there for him.
Yeah.
He's put like a canteen in there where they get fed. There's a gym there now. Yeah. He's time-maxed it all for the cars.
Yeah.
He's really done it up for him. So it's very good. The training ground now, that Simon's put some money into that as well, that people don't see.
This is what annoys me about when people are having a go at Simon Sadler, and after all the years that we've watched the Oysters do absolutely nothing, really. The whole place going to the dogs, wasn't it? The stadium was going to the dogs, wasn't it? Everything was just falling down around us because everything they did was on the cheap. They knocked people and didn't pay people and all the things that, happened in court that came out and everything else. And they were just scumbags, and they were con men. And Simon Sadler's come in, and like you say, if somebody goes down to the training ground, they'll see the work. When Mick McCarthy goes to Squires Gate, because somebody actually posted on A View from the Tower, as soon as he turns up at Squires Gate, he's going to be off back down the the M55 quicker. But no, it's not, is it? It's not. They've transformed Squires Gate. It's still. It's still Squires Gate, but there's so much facilities down there. And I did a video a few years ago when I went down helping helping all the volunteers clean Squires Gate up, and they had one bloody it was just disgraceful what it was like down there. And now it's got everything there. It's a pleasant place. The footballers can get changed. They don't have to drive back to the stadium in all wet clothes and sweaty clothes. They can, all the showers and facilities, everything's down there. It's just not, it's all prefab buildings. And all the
I've been there twice in the last 3 months with my kid. And honestly, it's time-maxed it all. It's water cabins. Wow. It's AstroTurf. It's really, really decent what he's done there.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. He's spending loads of money on everything, isn't he? I think that's cost him a few million now just down there, And somebody was saying to me today, he's going to be able to sell all that land for houses and he's going to make a fortune. But first of all, he's got to spend 20 million to build a new training ground before he can even consider selling Squires Gate Lane, because he can't. So even if he does make his money back, good luck to him. If he makes £5 million profit out of moving it somewhere and building a fantastic facility and selling off that dump, and he makes £5 million, I don't think he will for 1 minute. If he's spending 20 million, he ain't going to get 20 million building costs. But if he did, good luck to him. Also, if he builds the East Stand, and he builds us a 20-odd thousand seater stadium and finishes that off, and he gets us in the Premier League, and he has an academy of kids, the Class A, and we're playing, we're getting better academy kids, and he sells the club for £180 million and makes himself £80 million profit. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. You know what I mean? He's come to my club. He's built a new training ground. He's finished the standoff. He's got us in the Premier League. We've got a fantastic academy. And if he makes some money out of it, thank you very much. Right off into the sunset, Simon Sadler. I will thank you for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I couldn't care less if he makes money.
College as well.
Yeah, exactly. I wish him all the good luck in the world. And if he makes some money out of it at the end of the day and walks away, or whether he stays with us forever, whichever he does, I'm happy that he's doing the things he's doing. And the stadium changes every time I go in. There's things being done, things being looked after. It's just fabulous what he's doing. And it's nothing like what the Oysters were like.
I've been to that pub tonight, and he's feeding people tonight that have got no money. Again,
exactly.
And that pub's very good that I've been to tonight. He's fed people tonight. He's give people a warm 2 hours in there that might not have much as well. And he's paying for all that as well.
Yeah, so how can people be having a go at Simon Sadler and calling him, somebody, you know, messaged in on the thing, you know, Slimy Simon or something. Honestly, I think we forget how bad it was under the Oysters. It was bloody awful under the Oysters. They did nothing. They let us down year after year. And it was like 40 years, wasn't it, of like, or 30 odd years of just letting us down all the time. Constantly, everything they did was just shit, basically. They were garbage, the Oysters. And it's a different place, it's a different club, and we are the best fans in the Championship, bar none.
Definitely. But
Thank you very much.
He's got a good manager now in place now. Take it the next step.
Yeah.
Again, keep us mid-table at least.
Yes, and yes. Thank you very much. I'm with you all the way. I'm just going to get rid of.
All right, then.
Michael's trying to phone in. I'll speak to you later. I just need to get through some comments.
Right,
thanks, Wayne. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Brilliant.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right. Let me just get through some of the comments because there's people commenting. I need to just get that. I'll get back to the calls in a minute. Right. Let's just go. Okay. Right, W&G fan says, have you heard of the news about the Norwich match being delayed till May the 8th? Yeah, it's been put back a couple of days because of the coronation, so it has to be, all the matches are, so it's not just Norwich, it's everybody. There's no football on that Saturday, so it's on the Bank Holiday Monday instead. Lewis Cousin says, hopefully this is the start of the climb. Lee happy with the appointment, even happier with the decisiveness of the board to have such a quick turnaround. Yes, well done to them. Let's give them a bit of praise. A lot of people are swift to criticise all the time, and sometimes I just think it's wrong, and a lot of the criticism comes from people twisting things all the time on message boards, on Twitter. You know, they're doing it all the time, twisting, you know, saying this has gone wrong and this is, and we don't know for sure, and it just winds people up, and I wish people wouldn't do it. Adam Davies says, hi Lee, I hope Mick can do a better job than Appleton. He can't do any worse, can he? Let's put it that way. Chris Johnson says, you have my deepest sympathies. What a truly awful appointment. Well, he can't be any worse than Appleton, Chris. I'm sorry, he just can't. I think it's fantastic. Andrew Jackson says, if he can get us out of the relegation, he's okay by me. We, the fans, should now get behind him and the team. Yeah, and just going back to that comment from Chris there. At the moment, Blackpool are heading one way, and that is into League One. So whatever he does, we're heading there anyway. He can only do one place worse than where we are. We're already second at the bottom. There's only one more place we can drop. So whatever he does, it doesn't matter because he's only got a contract to the end of the season. So he walks away and we were going down anyway. So we don't need sympathies. I think it's going to be great. Phil says, what I can read of the Blackpool statement, Mickey's only here for the rest of the season. Yeah, that's it. It's just a short-term contract to try and save Blackpool FC, and I wish him all the best if he can. He's got big enough boots to come and try it. Damien says, this is an exciting day to be a Pool fan. Even caller Harry must be happy with the appointment. Let's hope he is if he phones in. Dom Clark says, hoof. Not necessarily, as we've just heard there. If you watch how he had the Republic of Ireland playing, they were not playing hoofball at all. Manny Bird says, good appointment that is, and he's a Huddersfield fan. Hopefully we're going to see you on Saturday, Manny. I hope so. So, yeah, it is a good appointment. I think it's a really good appointment. Lewis Cousin says, I think he will save us from promotion, but I do think we need someone else for the long term. And I'm sure they're now giving themselves, they've bought themselves the time from now, from January through to the summer to start, you know, putting the feelers out and getting people in. Right, okay. Michael, I'm not going to take any calls. I'll ring you back in 5 minutes. Just let me get through these comments. I won't answer anybody until I see you. Okay, so phone it in a little while. I'm not going to take that for now. I need to get through these. Eugene McGeevy says, Blackpool Football Club appoint Mick McCarthy. We know it's on the thumbnail. True Red says, never been a fan of Mick McCarthy, but hopefully he's a successful head coach at Blackpool. Unfortunate at Cardiff, it didn't work out. Yeah, but what were the reasons it didn't work out at Cardiff? I mean, Cardiff are like a car crash club with transfer embargoes, and all the rest are just a car crash club. It's not like us. The Cardiff City fan says, Mick will keep you up this season, then play awful the next season. We'll be sat. Well, yes, that's what happened with you, but He's just here. He's just here till that's not going to happen because he's not going to be here next season. Apparently, he's only here just for the short term. That's it. So we won't have that problem to deal with. Sean McConigal says hi, Lee. Hello, Sean. Now Mel Murray says he's a proper northern bloke. No nonsense. Tells it how it is, and he breathes football. Yes, of course he does. Cheddar says I'm buzzing to get to Bloomfield Road on Saturday now. So am I. True Red says Bloomfield Road will be bouncing against Huddersfield, which will inspire the team on the pitch to win such a crucial game. Let's hope you're right, because Huddersfield ruined our day when we opened our new stands with Leon Knight, whoever scoring bloody... Still can't forgive him for it. Sean McGonigal says Mick McCarthy, the ex-Cardiff manager, boo. Is that the only ex-manager he is? Just Cardiff? Can you not remember anything else that he's done over his years? Just the fact he's just ex-Cardiff, yeah. Not the fact that he was the Northern Ireland. Oh, honestly. Right, okay. Paul Chris says, will he get the backing of the board financially? I'm sure he's got promises that he will. You're a Bristol City fan. Well, yes, of course, you hate Cardiff, but Cardiff isn't the only... I mean, he had a very short... In his career of being a manager, he was Cardiff for a very small part of his managerial career. So I'm not even looking at... And he beat us when he came here with Cardiff. He smashed us down here. First game of the season, trounced us. It was like men against boys, honestly. We were so outclassed. And that was when Critch was here. He just played fantastic against us. WG fan says, I found out about this news when I was in the car park of Tesco near the M55. Andrew Jackson says, let's get the stadium rocking on Saturday. Blue Terrier says, McCarthy will make you hard to beat, but whether you win games is another question. Well, we'll see, won't we? Shazza Harvey says, fingers crossed. Task in hand says, True Red, just keep you up in the Championship, Bill, from there next season. Exactly. Ethan Rogers says, I really think this isn't the right manager. Explain why. Explain why you don't think it's the right manager. He's on a 4-month short-term management appointment to save us. So could we have got anybody else? Could we have got an up-and-coming, bright, exciting manager to sign for 4 months? Not going to happen. Luke at AFC says, you do know Mick should be good until the end of the season. It's good for short-term, not for long-term. Well, exactly. It's not for the long-term. We all know that. He's only on a short contract, so perfect. MK Dons have got the Hull City assistant coach, have you really? Okay. Dom Clark says, to be fair, short-term appointment, no entertainment. Well, let's see. Let's see, Dom, whether that is the case. And to be honest with you, I would give up a bit of entertainment for actually winning some games and coming out with a smile on my face. I don't care if we win them 1-0 with a deflected bloody goal off it. I don't care, as long as we can win some games at the moment, because I am sick of coming out and being miserable. Dom Clark says, may keep you up. He may well do. And then start again next season. Yeah, exactly. That is the plan. True Res says, hopefully I'm wrong. Mick McCarthy will keep Blackpool in the Championship, no doubt about it. My worry is next season. There's not going to be a next season with Mick McCarthy. I think that's pretty clear. So no need to worry about that. Luca AFC has just posted his Southend vlog, so check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. He's a friend of the channel. I met him in Blackpool in the summer before we went to Leeds to play York, and he does some good stuff, and he's an up-and-coming young vlogger. Check him out, Luca AFC. Sean McGonigal says, should you have Ian Holloway in charge instead of the Cardiff reject? Well, not really, because it's Gavin, another ex-manager back, which nobody wants, and another ex-manager that's fallen out with the fans, and it would have divided the fans, and that's the last thing we need here. We need the fans united. He did well at Sunderland. Yes, he did. He did well at Ipswich as well, didn't he, for a long time. Who is Blackpool playing against somewhere too? We are at home against Huddersfield in a bottom of the league 6-pointer. Manny Bird says, we always lose to teams just after they appoint a new manager. 3-0 to Blackpool now. Well, that's good to know. The new manager bounce always beats you, but there's always the exception to the rule, and that's normally us. We are to counteract you, we are always the exception to the rule. W&G fan, is anyone going to make a commitment and visit Southampton next week? We're going, and we're staying over. We're doing a football tourist guide to Southampton. Scott Murray says, much better than Appleton. The guy should never have got the job in the first place. No idea why Sala chose him when the fans were so against it. Mick McCarthy has a lot of experience. Bloody well has. Stephen Thomas says, don't care who is the manager. Let's just get right behind the team. They're the ones who have to get us out because we are the ones. Yeah, we are. The fans are really important. Paul Surely Not Smith says, I can live with Double M's appointment, Lee at least. He knows the demands of the championship. Yes, that's good stuff. Come on, the Seaside. Yeah, he's experiencing the championship, isn't he? Which is exactly what we want. WG fan says, now Yates is going to win the Golden Boot this season. Yeah, well, they are. He's saying he's bringing somebody in who'll make him score goals, so that's what we want to hear, innit? Aidan Tate said, that's great. Do I watch the match on Saturday? We're losing to Blackpool on Saturday, but all the best for Saturday, pal. My prediction, Blackpool 4, Huddersfield 1. Oh, well, there you are, you see. Rob Morrison says, you're making him out to be amazing and world famous. No one has heard of him. He has finished give over, Rob. Just give over. I tell you, most football fans will have heard of Mick McCarthy. Jamie Day says, Blackpool won't go down under Mick McCartney, Paul McCartney's brother, Mick McCarthy, and I think Cardiff City and Wigan Athletic and Stoke City will go down, and also McCarthy assistant is Terry Connor. Okay. Yates to Sunderland, says Brian Watson. Yates is off to QPR, says Shaz Harvey. Crazy Football Vlog says, great appointment from the club. Let's hope he knows to play Yates and Medine together and get the bloody goals in. Come on, get behind these players on Saturday and get us started with a big bang. And that's Crazy Football Vlogs. Also on YouTube, a Blackpool vlogger does Crazy Football Vlogs. If you like your football vlogs crazy, subscribe to Crazy Football Vlogs. Stephen Wood says, good luck, Mick. Anything is better than Judas. Okay. Peter Donnelly says, McCarthy's first interview oozed positivity, so get on it, go and check it out, see if it makes you feel better, see if it inspires you. Jane was buzzing about it, so it's got to be good. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to watch it after the show. Henry Forbes says, anyone know what his formation tactics he uses? I think he can use a multitude of formations, and I think he'll quickly sort out what we need. Probably in-game as well. I would imagine his in-game management is top-notch as well. Jake Ford said, Haley, how do you think Newcastle can go all the way to the Carabao Cup final? Oh, it'd be great in Newcastle if they did, wouldn't it? It's about time you had some success up there. Matthew Warrender says 3-0 win on Saturday against Huddersfield. Hello, Matthew. That will do for me. Cherry says massive club is Blackpool. Never, ever been a little club. Of course, definitely will stay up under Mick McCarthy. He doesn't take any crap from players. He's a straight to the point kind of manager. Yes, he is. And I imagine he's a bit inspirational. And they'll believe in him, won't they? Hayden Tate says, can't wait to get battered on Saturday. He's a Huddersfield Town fan. WG fan says, also, wasn't it Mick McCarthy's Cardiff that beat us 2-0 last season at home? Yes, it certainly was. He also says, Aidan says, to all you Blackpool fans on Saturday, all the best for Saturday. Hope you enjoy the game. May the best team win. Mark Porter's here. Great appointment, Lee. Just what we need in this situation. Passion and experience. Let's make it Fortress Bloomfield until the end of the season. See on BBC Sport, Mick McCarthy. You're absolutely right, Gary. We've got Mick McCarthy. Christopher Heaney says, we are very lucky indeed to have Simon Sadler. Yes, we are. I keep saying it. I'm sick of arguing with people who tell me that he's sitting on mountains of cash and all the money he's stashing away because of his time at Bloomfield. Gotta be joking. He's spending money like it's going out of fashion to keep us up and to improve what we've got. Phil says, yes, I'm putting planning permission for the sports village that's going to be built next to the ground. Yes. Oh, that's even better then. Cheddar says, loving the passion, Lee. This is what we need for the rest of the season at Bloomfield. Indeed, we do. So how many are going to Southampton? Well, there'll be a few more than we're going before. Kieran Bain says, an Ipswich fan, Mick McCarthy didn't really do anything for us when we were in the Championship. So did he take you down, though, much? What did he do? Did he keep you in the Championship or did he get relegated? How many times did you get relegated under Mick McCarthy? Just let me know, Kieran. I'd love to know. I don't know. Shaz Harvey says 3,090 tickets have been allocated. Let's see how many of them are going to be sold. It will be interesting, won't it? It's a long way to go, though. And you and your boy are going probably 2,000. We will sell. Well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah. So Kieran Baines has now added that, which was my question. He did keep the Ipswich in the Championship. Of course he did, year after year after year. I don't think you ever get relegated with him, did you? I don't remember. Let me know if you did. I don't remember Mick McCarthy ever getting relegated with Ipswich. What type of football do you think Mick McCarthy will bring to Blackpool? I think he'll bring knowledgeable football. That's all I can say. I have no idea what he's going to play. I just think he has the knowledge to change it, see the problems and deal with them and sort them out, and not be 20 minutes making a decision over making substitutions, which we had with Appleton and we also had with Critch, to be fair. Neither of them could make quick substitutions. Anyone is better than Crappleton. Good luck, Mick. I'm sure you can save us. So am I. True Red says, get Bloomfield Road rocking. Mick McCarthy will love the atmosphere. Great. When I've been in the past with the noise you see sounds make is unreal. It is when we're on our day. Lewis Cousin says, I don't know how you do it, Lee. You end up having to answer the same questions and repeat yourself all night. I do feel sorry for you sometimes. Well, it's, there's only so many things I can say, but, we've got to keep positive, haven't we? Tango Lanning says, every team he's left have been sacked from, have been relegated. We should get a 10-year deal. Okay. I haven't seen his interview yet. I can't wait. I'm gonna see it soon. What are the old Blackpool owners doing? God only knows, and who cares? Tango Lanning says he normally plays 5-3-2, but we'll have to change to fit in all our midfielders with all our wingers. Yes, he will. Let's see how he does it. Lee BFC said, loved his interview, fired up and definitely what we need. Brilliant. Michael Reese says, were you expecting him to sign the job? No, I wasn't. I must admit, I didn't believe he would come. Joseph Curran says, love the passion Mick has shown already, more than Crappleton did in 7 months up the mighty pool. True Red says, Paul Lambert was a manager when Ipswich got relegated. Yeah, not Mick McCarthy. So Eugene McGee reckons we'll get some players from Sunderland in the January transfer. I doubt it very much, if I'm being honest. Right. Facebook, I'm going to come to you. Emma Kay says, what an interview. Fantastic. He come up to win and keep us up. Brilliant. Jay Kinsella says, he's got me on his side. Such an honest interview. Steve Trainer says, buzzing. Joseph Smith says, super McCarthy. Mick McCarthy. Jay Kinsella says, he's a perfect choice. Steve Trainer says, he has fire in his belly to keep us up. Martin Jones says, great appointment today. Super Mick Tangerines are staying up. Come on. Mark Jones says, from a neutral, it's an absolutely superb appointment. And the TC refers to it is Terry Connor, who's always been his number 2. He did a great job at Ipswich, whose fans moaned about his style, but on a budget he got them into a playoff position before he left the club. I wonder what they're thinking now. Indeed. Lawrence Evans says, well said, Lee. Keep up the great job you're doing. Your show was great last night. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Ian Evans says, good old Barnsley lad. He's not boring at all. He's got that Barnsley laid-back attitude with a bit of sarcasm. Great appointment. He is funny. I like him. For me, hopefully he can give lads passion and belief they need. It is going to be like a breath of fresh air hearing a dour Yorkshire Barnsley lad talk about Blackpool rather than bloody Michael Appleton. And oh my God, it just didn't inspire you at all, did it? Jake and Sell says, McCarthy manager record against Huddersfield 1-3, drawn 4, lost 3. All right, well, let's make that 1-4, draw 4, lost 3. Ryan Ball says, exactly, Lee, he has brought the best out of Kiefer Moore. He banged that's it, Kiefer Moore. He banged 20 goals in that season, yeah, and Bournemouth picked him up. He looked he looked like a young Gary Medine to me. Yeah, Cardiff owner is the reason. I agree. I would think so. Sean Stanhope is here. Hello. Really happy with Mick. He is a great manager and will get the best out of individuals. And as a team, see everybody on Saturday. I'm glad to see you are inspired, Sean, because Sean sponsors all sorts of things. He's a fantastic Blackpool fan. We were courtesy of Sean in the sponsors lounge for the Derby match. So thank you very much, Sean, for all that, for all you do, sponsoring the club and everything. We are really proud of you as a fan. William Edmondson says, right man at the right time. He will get the best out of the players and he'll expect 110% he will show. Right, I'm just going to, Michael, just hold on for a minute while I just get through these comments. Okay, and turn your sound down as well behind if you can.
Yeah, I will do so.
Okay, let me just read some out.
Right, go on.
William Emerson says, right man at the right time. He'll get the best out of the players and expect 110%. He will show passion, but it might not be exciting football, but it will get results. I'll settle for that, William. That'll do me. Hannah Boo Bailey says, he seems really good. Hope he can keep us up. Mike Booth says, I believe Mick McCarthy is a mate of bullshit Ben. Listen... He's not a mate of bullshit Ben. Somebody says it's a Barnsley connection. It's like it goes back, I don't know, he's about 20 years before bullshit Ben. So no, he's not a bloody mate of give over. Joyce Dixon says, I bought my Middlesbrough tickets today plus some tops from the shop. That would never happen at the beginning of the week. Thank you, Joyce. That's the kind of enthusiasm I need on this show. Michael Stewart, hey, he's on the call. I'm going to read him out anyway. What's he saying? 4-3-2-1 away system at Helm. Thinking he'll play 4-4. At home, I'm thinking he'll play 4-4-2 system. Big bad. Mick Mac loves a battle. Let the battle commence, says Michael Stewart. Hey, perfect from you there, Michael. We'll love the enthusiasm. Gareth Gerrard says, would be great if he could get his previous centre-half, Aidan Flint, 6'7" tall, who's at Stoke, but played under him at Cardiff, and have him on loan. Can't wait for Saturday. Right, that is Facebook. All the Facebook ones done. I think that yeah, okay, we're done. We've now got Michael in just before he comes on the live stream. There's a little bit of a backstory that I'm going to tell people of our conversations today, Michael, because I was giving Michael some pelters this afternoon because he came on in the morning and he said, there you are, I told you, Mick McCarthy, short-term deal, in me we trust, I've got the inside knowledge. And I said to him, well, is it official? I've not seen it anywhere. So then it started him ranting, saying, well, bloody hell, it's not official because there's problems and all this and blah, blah, blah. The whole place is a circus. And I said, I don't even want to talk about a circus going on. We don't even know if it's Mick McCarthy. I'm not even confident because the last time you came on, you told us to keep the faith, and I'm not keeping the faith, blah, blah, blah. And I was biting his head off, and he was so angry, he went for a 3-hour walk, I think. Mick, did you? You just disappeared because Charles TV had done your head in completely. And then I even sent him a post because somebody else sent me a message through, in the know, got somebody in the club, says Mick McCarthy has rejected us. He's off on his way back. I messaged Michael saying, there you go. He's not coming. And then 20 minutes later, with egg on my face, he's back on the phone to me saying, don't believe me. You're a wanker, Lee Charles TV, or words to that effect. And here he is now on the phone. So that's how we've gone on with Michael today. How are you, Michael?
Yeah, not so bad, thanks, Lee. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I've slept on it, and I'm absolutely buzzing.
Good!
I really am.
Oh, you're coming on Saturday. Are you going to make a Michael appearance at Bloomfield Road? Are you going to be there?
Hopefully.
No, hopefully. No, hopefully about it. You have to be there. You have to be there. You have to be cheering us on. We need this win. It's like that poster, Michael, that's saying to you, I'm saying, pointing at the screen now, we need you in the ground. We need every Blackpool fan, whoever there was, all those that have been boycotting, people like you, in the ground. Harry's coming in his tangerine tie and his suit. You've got to see him, for God's sake, just to see his tangerine tie and suit.
I know that. Harry's not sure because he's got an issue, and I've got a few business appointments to attend to, but
there's no excuses.
I'm definitely back on board. Don't worry, I'm back there. Don't worry, in Lee Charles TV, I will be back.
That's what I want to hear.
The great news is I've just been speaking to a dear friend of mine. Funnily enough, he's actually living and working at his present moment in time in Costa Rica. Right. And he's a massive Celtic fan.
Right.
And he said Roy Keane wouldn't lace Mick McCarthy's boots.
Right.
He said he's hard as nails, the best centre-half Celtic ever had. He says he loves a battle. He's a great appointment, and my mate's buzzing. He's buzzing for me. He's not even a Blackpool fan, he's a Celtic fan.
Right. I mean, we couldn't have got, could we? Could we have got a bigger name? Could we have got somebody better than him at this moment in time? In the situation we're in, he ticks all the boxes for me. He's got championship experience. He can keep clubs in the championship. He knows how to play the championship. He's never worked for the Oystons. He's not from Preston. He hasn't got a tattoo of PNE on his calf. He is perfect for me. And if he doesn't do it, we haven't signed him on a 4-year deal. He walks away in the summer. So we've not lost anything, have we?
He's a no-nonsense player, Lee, and he'll give 100%. And I tell you what, there'll be no favouritism with the players. They're all in it together. Yeah. Like in a scrum, in a rugby scrum. Yeah. With your 22. Yeah. There's no messing around with big bad Mick Mac. He will keep Blackpool up. I
think he'll inspire the players, and I think they'll listen to him as well, because he's one of those. I'm not saying he's, when I was saying Alex Ferguson, I don't mean he's had the success of Alex Ferguson, but he's that kind of like character that's kind of a bit scary. Do you know what I mean? you know, Ferguson was terrifying on that touchline. You know, when we played Man United, he was really scary. And I think he'll have a bit more respect from the referees than what we've been getting as well. You know, we've not been getting a lot of referee things going for us. I think he'll, you know, a lot of referees. And he's funny, isn't he? I bet he has a bit of a laugh.
He's from Barnes and
he'll have a laugh.
He's all his nails.
He'll have a laugh and a crack with it. He'll be having a joke with the fourth official. He'll be having a bit of banter, won't he? He's not a wanker, is he? You know what I mean? He's fun.
No, you're joking. No, listen, you don't manage 1,000 games in Football League.
Yeah.
To be where what he's done is he's not. Listen, all managers have good runs and bad runs and in different runs, but overall, his win ratio, I think, is 1 in 3.
Yeah.
But if but obviously we need the 9 wins out of the 17, 18 games left.
Yeah.
We need to win 9 of them.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a lot better than the Manchester carpet fitter, the gangster that was with us before.
He had no charisma, did he? He had no charisma.
Do me a favour.
He had no charisma.
I generally believe to this day, Lee, that he threw that game to get potted. Honestly, I really do.
Maybe he did.
It was an absolute joke.
Yeah, well,
he'll never be forgiven. He should never manage a football club again.
No,
because I think he's as bent as an iron bob. He took a bung there. He took an iron lung, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So he's at.
There's no way with that formation. He set that team up to lose or draw.
Yeah.
Watford had 17 players out. 17.
I know.
Worse than Blackpool's injury list.
And
they had a development kid.
Well, they brought loads of kids on in the game. Every time they brought them on, they said, and in his first appearance for Watford FC, whatever his name was, everyone that came on was a young kid from the academy, and a young kid from the academy scored. Oh, don't!
Exactly, yeah.
This is a joyful show. I don't want to be. I don't even want to talk about Appleton, to be honest. I can't even think about him, to be honest.
I told you all along, Lee.
I know.
I'll boycott. I'm back. I'll be back on the terraces very, very soon.
Good.
Hopefully Saturday.
Right.
But trust me, Mick McCarthy will get the best out of that team. We've got the nucleus of a good squad. We've got the issues in the back, obviously, because they think he's pulled his hammy as egg potato. So he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
2 weeks of training to get him up to speed again. So the first thing he's going to do, Mac, is he'll sort the defence out.
Yeah.
And then he'll assess the system himself. He's normally a 4-3-2-1 member, to be honest with you. But obviously he's been out of the game for a year or two since his last club he managed in Cyprus. So he'll be raring to go. And Terry Connor, his sidekick, he goes with him everywhere.
Yeah.
We've got the makings of a dream team there. I really do. Honestly, I'm buzzing, seriously.
Have you seen the interview?
A little bit,
Have you seen his interview?
I haven't, no.
Well, he says, I haven't seen it yet, but Jane was just saying it gets better as it goes along, and he actually says that Terry Connor will get our strikers scoring goals. He does it everywhere he goes. He will turn them into strikers that score goals.
He was a good player at Leeds, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm buzzing like you, Michael. I know it's been a bit of an up and down day with you and me, and I like to talk about things. I think I've told you a few times now. I like to talk about it when it's official. I just can't be doing with all the rumour mill.
Which is fully understandable. Always remember, keep the faith.
Yes, exactly. Keep the faith. That's what I'm going to do. There you go. You were right all along. Look at what happened. We kept the faith. You said keep the faith, and we've got rid of Appleton.
Keep the faith. As I did say to you, it was not said in jest when the text message came through regarding Appleton.
Yeah.
He just said, Michael, keep the faith.
Yeah, so the faith was where we are now. Got rid of him and got Mick McCarthy, and that's not bad, is it?
Lined up. He was always Blackpool's first choice.
Right, okay.
And then Ramsey was allegedly, and Tony Pullis, and Big Drunken Disorderly with the other members.
Right.
In the queue.
Well, I think it's the perfect appointment at the moment. It's only short term.
He was actually the second choice with the coach from United. But come on, Lee.
Yeah.
Let's face facts. 30-year-old, no matter how good he is at his free kick specialist or whatever he is, as a coach at United,
exactly,
you can't have the experience that Mick Matt's got. It's a good appointment. Short term, however, having said that, if he he keeps Blackpool up, he's they'll get round the table and they will negotiate a new deal with him.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. And we're not a sacking club, are we? You know, we've proved it quite a few times. They stick with the manager till it's just absolutely they have to get rid of him. But you know, but they're not trigger happy, are they? You know, they're not a trigger happy.
So the good thing about it, the beauty of this, now whether or not you agree with what I'm going to say, you may not, because of his age. I think a rolling contract with a year, with it being that, yeah, you can take a chance. But if he was a young budding coach, you'd offer him a 2-year with an option. He's got they've got to do something with that contract, because I'm sure if he keeps us up, Sadler will offer him a 2-year contract with an option. Can't start going in at 4 years like he did with the
God, no.
Manchester gangster.
No, not at all. I just think it's I would basically say if Mick McCarthy can't keep us up, nobody would have kept us up at this stage. You know what I mean? We're probably we may be too far gone to be saved. But I think with the players we've got, I think quite a few players maybe didn't really want to play for Appleton, and they may be more injured for longer than, I don't know. You know what I mean? And maybe they're not too keen on getting back because they weren't keen on him. And I think maybe a few more of the players might come back a bit quicker than.
Well, he lost the dressing room, and then that's when he put Big Gaz Medine in there to keep everything sweet, and that's what I believe is true, and I've heard that's what I've heard. But whether that is true or not, I honestly do not know.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see who he puts in as captain, and it'll also be interesting to see if he puts Grimmy back in, because I personally think he should be given a chance. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Maxwell's a great shot stopper. But I prefer Grimmy. I think he's a better kicker of the ball, and he comes off his line a lot more.
Right.
What's your personal thoughts?
I just think he's going to be better. Honestly, I'm just positive. Whatever he does, I think he's going to sort things out. I've got somebody else calling in just at the moment. If I'll just swipe you off, but call back in a minute. I will be taking more calls after this, but I'm not bothered. Maxwell or Grimmy for me. I'm not bothered. Yeah. I have no personal preference. They're both decent. They both can do a job, and I think they're both playing goalkeeping behind a defence that's shaky and a problem. And I think it's not about the goalkeeper. I think he's got to sort this defence out, and I think he's the man that can sort the defence out. I think he will. I think he'll bring some. I actually think he'll bring somebody in
from Watford who's in and out of the team, and that's looking at him. But that was with the Manchester carpet fitter,
right?
But I'm not too sure now.
Well, I think Mick McCarthy will know some centre halves.
He'll sort that defence out.
I think he will.
I think you've got to rest Patino, rest Carey, bring Dougal in with your man from
Tom Tribal.
Germany.
Tom Tribal
alongside. Possibly Dougal, or not 100%. But
no.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you could do either, couldn't you? You could put the Andy Lyons back at right back, where we signed a right back, so let's play him, and maybe move Connolly into midfield with Tribal, and maybe all three of them, Dougal, maybe drop both the boys just for a game, to get that experience in. But I think both of the young boys will play better with experienced midfielders around them. So. Let's see. Let's just see, Michael. Let's just see. And let's hope I am coming out on Saturday with a joyful video in the Football League. I know we had a joyful one in the FA Cup, and it was joyful, and I was happy. But at the end of the day, we've got to do it in the league, and I'll be a lot more happy than I was at the FA Cup match. You know what I mean? So
listen, we've got to get over that. We can't. We've got to get behind that Big Mac now, for the simple reason being, otherwise, if this hangover will drag on and on and on and on. We've got to get behind him now.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
thanks.
Done my head in
Thanks, Michael.
Not been able to go.
Thanks, Michael. I'm glad you've been coming back, and thanks for the call. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was Michael. Let's. Dennis Stoikov is saying, get the attention seeker off the air. Mike's DJ Mini 4K drone video says, well, that didn't take long. Still doing my tax return. Fast move by the board. Well done. Yes. Dan Pacers will be flying BB3 on Saturday. Oh, good. Okay, so Big Bertha 3 is coming out. Be great to see it. Liam JS 9393 says we have the best chance of championship survival with Mick McCarthy. By the way, if you want to call in now's the time to call in when there's nobody actually on the line. Tina Curran says, brilliant interview. I think Mick and TC are bringing plenty of experience and will motivate the team. I am with you on that, Tina. Kieran Bass says, I think if I remember, Mick will use attacking formation. So I don't think I think he will. Do I think Borough can go up? We'll have to see when we play you, won't we? We'll have to see what I think of you then. You've always got a chance. You're up there, aren't you? Let's go to the latest comments. Is this the Michael show? Well, no, he's off now. You can come on, Dennis, and say your bit. It's as long as we want to go on with this, so there's plenty of time for everybody to say their point of view. Void 007 says he will bring the best out in the team. Some talented lads in the pool team who were not playing to their full potential before. I agree with you. Cody Arkwright says, think this is brilliant for the club. So do I. David Owen says, we need another Joe Smith. Oh, my God. It's going back a long way. If people will even know that. I mean, my dad would know that one. A view from the wing says Fortress Bloomfield. Big Mick's the man. I kind of agree with you as well. I'm feeling positive. Sam Thompson says Mick doesn't think we're little Blackpool. He gives me more belief, and I'm delighted with the appointment. Think we need to get a solid centre back in ASP. Yeah, I've just said as much. And I think he will have somebody. And you're absolutely buzzing because his interview gave you goosebumps. That interview really swung me. Yes, fantastic. Right, we've got a call coming in. Hello, what's your name? Hello? Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I was just calling because I live down the street from you and your daughter come to my house today and she kicked my...
Well, there we go, eh? There we go. I don't know who that was, but it was some mysterious man lost his Indian curry, I think he was saying, but he was saying something else. I don't know, but anyway, he's gone, hasn't he? Kevin Carron says that Gary Medine's position is safe for the season. Mick likes big physical players. So yeah, cool. Let's just okay, let's just go to that one there. I'm just going to block that caller, I think, while I've got the phone there. We'll block him. We'll block him. We don't need any more from him. Right, okay. Anybody else want to phone in now? Is the time to phone in? The lines are free. You can get through if you want to get through. Have we got anything on Facebook? Steve Tomlinson says we've got 19 cup finals. Let's get stuck right in. Well, I think they're aware of that, and I think that Mickey's going to be doing that. Mark Porter says I'm doing a great job. George, thank you, Mark. And George BFC says getting league, great news. Come on the pool. Yeah, I mean it's just I don't think it could have been better than this. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think we could have done much better. They haven't, brought somebody in inexperienced. I know the Man United managers, assistant manager, coach or whatever, sounded a bit like Critch maybe, but as somebody, the first caller said that Critch didn't really get off the ground at the start and we were losing games. We were losing games. Right. Hello, what's your name? Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
So I was on my boyfriend's Facebook and I saw these
I don't know what that is. That was hard to understand. Anyway, I'm not quite sure about that one either. That's another one that probably needs. That's all. Block. Who was that? We're getting some weird. Hopefully, we'll get some decent callers in. That's the main. We just want some decent callers. We don't want the idiots, do we? So, yeah, not too keen on that one either. So we should block him. Don't need any more of that, do we? Right. Okay. Block. Right. Hopefully, a decent caller will call in soon. Ravelad says, Mick's a great bloke with tons of managerial experience. Good appointment. True Red says, Mick McCarthy's Tangerine Army. Slowbox is hello, Slowbox. Really happy with this appointment. Up the pool. A View from the Wing says, what is going on with these calls? Well, we do get idiots. I mean, the thing is really, eventually I'm just whittle them out and I just get people in. And so if you want to ring in and give me your name, you can text the number and I'll get the text through and then I can add your name and then I know you're genuine and we're not got all these. Have I ordered a curry? Yes. Not for me. No, I haven't. Right. Should we try this one? Let's try. Okay. Third time lucky. Hello. What's your name? Hello.
Yeah, hi, this is Vince calling from...
Well, that's a shame that nobody can hear you, Vince. See you later. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, bye, mate. Yeah, so we're getting, yes, we're getting lots of idiot calls. That was a guy saying that I've ordered a pizza or something, so we're getting the idiots on here, but they're wasting their money, aren't they? So let's just block him as well. If anybody sensible wants to ring in, please do. It would be nice. We don't need any more of these idiots coming in, but it's great that I can now hear them talking nonsense and you can't, so that's really good. Austin Manton said, if he keeps us up comfortably, do you think they will stick with him next season? Dave Ragazzino says, right, let's have another one. Hello, who's this? Oh, right, okay, just let me put you online. Hi, Steve, how are you? Yes, I've had somebody just phoning in saying that they're trying to trace me because I've ordered a pizza I've not paid, and so, just what we need on this show. So I've blocked all them, so that's pretty good. So hi, Steve. How are you feeling? Where were you when you heard the news? And how are you? Well, how basically are you feeling about it? Have we done a good job? Is this the kind of best we could do, or would you have wanted something else?
Yeah, do you know what? When his name started bouncing around yesterday, I've got to admit, I wasn't too keen.
Mm-hmm. Just at first thought, you're thinking, ooh, Mick McCarthy. Yeah, get that.
And there's still that lingering thought in the back of my head, do our players suit his style of play? But you've got to go back to, when Holloway took over, Holloway had a particular way of playing.
Yeah.
Previously, he'd had some time out of the game. He spent some time watching how the football was adapting and adapted his way of managing players and how he put his team out. And it was a huge success for us, as everybody knows. So, we've got a team that needs to play a particular way. And hopefully he'll get the best out of the players. And
yeah,
I put in the comments earlier, I watched his interview and it gave me goosebumps. I think it was,
Yeah, Jane just came hurtling in as well. I've not seen it because I was just setting up and I was actually on, the intro music was playing and I haven't had time to see it, but it sounds like it was very encouraging. What did he say? Yeah. Kind of just let me know what he's kind of saying.
He talked about his previous experiences at the ground. Right. He said he's been, many battles at Bloomfield Road as a manager with many teams.
Yeah.
And he described it as a place that was really difficult to play at. Yeah. We have a very dedicated bunch of fans that really make the atmosphere intimidating.
Yeah.
It's a real fortress to come to on its day.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of atmosphere he wants at the ground. He was really encouraging, the fans to be the 12th man.
Yeah.
And
which is what we've been saying on here, really. He's obviously been watching he watched my phone in last night or something, did you reckon?
Yeah. Yeah. He's the first manager in a long time that I've seen talk of us as being a bigger club than what we've been made out to be by Appleton and others.
Yeah, I think that was definitely he couldn't come in on saying what Appleton did because that was just so wrong, wasn't it? From the start, it was ridiculous what he said about us overachieving last season. I think that was obviously it wasn't received well when we had it was Michael Appleton, but when he said that, you could see the fans were just like, what we overachieved last season, just go, no, he is, isn't he? He's a bit more inspirational than Michael Appleton, I would say.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that comes with it is Terry Connor.
Yeah, which he talked about,
we're not just getting we're not just getting one, wealth of experience in Mick McCarthy. We're getting another in Terry Connor,
right?
Who could be selected as a manager himself at any point in his career. He's been an excellent assistant everywhere he's been. So, and the other thing that stood out to me was he talked about how much he trusted Terry. Said at one point he'd given the keys to his house, but said it was important that not one man knows everything, and Terry sees things differently to how he sees them. And something could be happening on the pitch that he doesn't see, and Terry will see it. And it's important that they work together and make those changes during a match and be dynamic. So, and that's completely against the Appleton, where it was everything rested with him. He took the decisions. He was, I think it was well known, he was pretty stubborn in sticking the team out that he thought was best and didn't really listen to anybody around him. So it's enlightening to see that we've
similar
got,
to Grayson, then that wasn't it? He was much the same as well. He didn't listen, did he? He did it his way, and yeah.
So it's refreshing. It is refreshing,
and
it's good. After watching his interview today, it really swung me. I think we've got a manager that's keen to not only prove that he's still got it, and he has confidence in himself, but also that he believes that the club and the players that we've got have got what it takes to stay in this league. And
which we believe, don't we? We believe that, don't we? Yeah.
Not for one moment in this season have I ever believed that we've got a squad that's relegation fodder. Not once.
Yeah.
Because if that team was set up in a particular way, against teams, we make it difficult for whoever we play for. The problem is we've had a numpty at the helm who has never set us up properly.
Or couldn't change it, could he? He couldn't change it. A little bit like Gareth Southgate, I was talking about the other night. He just... he saw this, just taking the Sunderland game, which I was talking about the other night, was where they came out second half and they were all over us, weren't they? It changed from us being the best team in the first half to them just all over us. And he never did anything to change or counteract what they've done. And I would expect that Mick McCarthy is the kind of manager that when he's on the pitch and he sees that they've changed and he think, oh, right, okay, they put an extra midfielder in there and they're battering us, he'll bloody change it. Because he's experienced enough to know, hey, I have to counteract this with this or whatever, and he'll have seen it a million times, won't he? That's what I think anyway.
It's not like the Appleton era. There's two things you guarantee.
Yes.
And even my mum would say it.
Right.
When it comes to games. He won't make a change until after the 75th minute.
Yeah.
And the decision on who we would take off and replace was the most bizarre decision you've ever seen in your life.
Indeed, I agree. Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to get that under Mick McCarthy.
I need to sit with your mum. I'd be perfect with your mum. Right up. Totally agree with 100%. So
I think he's brave enough to do what I've been watching all season and saying, well, why are we taking, we'll take someone like Paveda off and stick another attacker on. Well, actually, we need a defender off, go to a flat back three or something when we're 2-1 down, and push forward and try and win a game. And I think Mick would do something like that.
Yeah.
So
I believe he will as well.
We have a very, very lightweight midfield, and he likes a physical presence in that midfield.
Well, we have the way that Michael Appleton has been playing it, but if, as I've seen from the videos, Tom Tribal is as hard as he actually looks on the video against Leeds United, I don't know if you've seen that yet. Connolly is as hard as nails, he is, and he can be moved now into midfield because we've finally got a right back, haven't we, this Andy Lyons that we've all been waiting for. And Kenny Dougal, I tell you, I watched the game from the halfway line, and Kenny Dougal goes in. He takes no prisoners. I tell you, he's not soft, Kenny Dougal. So we've got three pretty hard, hopefully three hard midfielders there. It's just the young kids are just not. They need to be with an experienced midfielder. I think we'll be okay on that, to be honest. I
think one of the players I'd worry for under that kind of system would be CJ, because as much as CJ is a very talented player and he can run that wing back than anybody, he can't take a challenge. He backs out of challenges.
He does back out of challenges, doesn't he? Yeah, I've noticed that. I think that's the fear. Do you think that's a fear of his broken foot that he won't go in?
I don't know. I watched it. It particularly stood out to me in the Birmingham game. He had a chance. Just past the player, and he ducked out the challenge.
He did duck out. Yeah, I remember that one as well. Yeah. Right.
So I'm looking forward to this. I'm well up for Saturday. I think it's going to be an excellent game, and bring on Mick McCarthy's army.
Bring them on, indeed. Bring them on, indeed. Well, I'm glad you're happy. Nice to speak to you, and I'm with you all the way. At first, I was a bit the same. At first, Mick McCarthy, and then I started to think back to my dad and how much he actually loved Mick. My dad loved Mick McCarthy. He liked Warnock. He did. He liked, because my dad liked managers with personality. He liked managers that that had personality, and he used to laugh out loud at Mick McCarthy because he is quite funny. He's very dry, and he's funny, and he's sarcastic half the time. And I'm sure he'll have great banter with the referees and the fourth officials, like I've been saying. And they'll all know him. Everybody knows him, don't they? The referees won't be coming and seeing Mick McCarthy as like some horror. They'll like him. He's a likable character in football. And we may get some decisions going our way with Mick McCarthy in as well. I'm thinking,
Well, the thing that you say there about his personality is important, because that is the kind of manager that will really engage with the fans and be liked, loved by the Blackpool fans.
Yeah, and be emotional on the touchline when we score, and he'll be shouting and doing all the things that we want to see, won't he? Be telling him, and he won't be like Appleton was at Watford, where they all went over for drinks, and somebody did point it out to me, and he didn't even speak to him. He just left them all having drinks on the touchline when there was a player injured. And I will get to Harry. He keeps ringing. I will, Harry, if you're watching this, I'll let you come on in a minute. Just don't keep ringing him when I've got a caller. So yeah, I think it's going to be great. I can only see positive, Steve. I can only see positive. And I hope everybody does come back on Saturday and make lots of noise, because I've got to get that game out of my system where, they beat us when we opened the new stands. And if you remember, the day we opened the new stands, and I think it was Leon Knight, wasn't it, scored the winner, but it ruined my whole day against Huddersfield. They just came and completely ruined that fantastic celebration of, we finally got the new stands open. And so I need to beat them just for that.
Well, it's a new breeze in the sails.
Yeah.
And now we hit the high seas and ride the waves and get the goals. Yeah. That's what we need.
Well, he did say, didn't he, on this interview with, he mentioned Terry Connor. He said Terry Connor will get your strikers scoring goals because he does it wherever I go. So that would be good. That would be great, wouldn't it?
It will. So,
full of hope. We're all full of hope. We'll get beat 4-0 or something, but no, let's hope we win. Just let's hope we win. And I'm bringing everybody a happy video. All right, thanks.
Well, let's put it this way: if we lose, unfortunately, Huddersfield are on a bit of a run of form at the moment. I think they lost the last one, but before that, I think they'd won 2 or 3 on the bounce.
Yeah, they had. Yeah.
But let's just all remember he's been with the club for 2 days. So let's give him a little bit of time to settle in, and I've got every faith that he can keep us up.
Let's just do that. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for being a great call, and thanks for rescuing me from the takeaway people.
No problems.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. Bye, Steve. Right, Harry, now you can call in. Harry, if you're trying to get through, now it's free. You can call in. It's great. Not a problem. So I'll wait for Harry to call in. Harry, wait. See if he's more cheerful today after Mick McCarthy. He's from Yorkshire as well, isn't he? So kindred spirits. Phil Thompson says, don't know if you've seen that song on Tangerine Nights. Would be great to hear the North Stand belting it out. No, I haven't. You'll have to let us know what that song is. Dennis Duxbury said, great appointment, Lee. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of central defenders come in before anything else. Mick works from the back first. And that's very sensible, isn't it, Dennis? That's very sensible. Harry's here. Right. Okay. Well, that's Harry. Hello, Harry. I'm sorry to keep turning you off, but I had somebody on, so...
I know you did, mate. I didn't know you were on till my colleague.
Well, have you got a smile on your face, Harry? Because that surely Mick McCarthy is from your neck of the woods. He's experienced...
I'm over the moon. He's from Barnsley, South Yorkshire, the mining community.
Yes, indeed. And he's funny, isn't he? He's dour and
he's like you said, he's funny, he's sarcastic.
He is sarcastic.
He takes it and he can give it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what people are bothered about, because he's got passion second to none.
Yes, he has.
And that'll come. This bunch of players, like I said last night, that are on a set.
Yeah.
And they're running the socks off. for that Appleton, who didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And not to show, they had nothing to show after 90 minutes.
No.
But they were working very hard.
They were
And
working hard.
You can't knock the players for that.
No.
He'll get them sorted. Like I says, this bunch of lads that we've got are good enough to get us out of this mess.
Yeah.
And Mick will do it.
I believe you, Harry, and I've I was saying earlier, I don't know if you've seen the show. Well, you haven't seen everything I've said, but my dad loved Mick McCarthy. He loved Neil Warnock as well. You know, he liked him, and he always laughed at Mick McCarthy. And he used to love all his interviews and the fact that he was like, you know, called a spade, basically, didn't he? And he was just, he was straight talking. And he's got so much experience. He knows the Championship, done it like the back of his hand. He's played in it for, he's been a manager, he's been an international manager as well. Okay, you know, he had a bit of a bad time at Cardiff, but anybody from the sound of Cardiff can have a bad time because that bloody owner sounds horrendous at Cardiff. So I'm not going to judge him on Cardiff, but he did keep them up the season before. He came in and saved them. And it's only a short contract. So if it doesn't work out, he can walk away and we can say goodbye.
That's a good contract.
Yes, it is a good.
But I think it will, and I hope he takes us up to the promised land, but only time will tell.
Yeah.
But if a manager can put Roy Keane in his place, like he for Republic of Ireland, he's got some lead in his between his legs, hasn't he?
He has, hasn't he? He has. Well, I'm glad to hear. I can kind of hear you smiling. I can kind of see you smiling on the phone.
I'm over at more than just a little piece of jigsaw, not thingy, because that Ben Mansford's got to go. Bullshit Ben. He's no good. And then relieve Garrett of his duties. Let him just sit in corner, and if I need a lawyer, you're my man, Brett.
Is he not?
I want some football people on this board that know about the game. Because I bet they don't even know offside trap, them two.
Well, I'm sure Mick McCarthy will know a few, won't he? He'll have a few in his.
Got every trick in book. I don't think that Mansford will live with him. He'll put him in this place, I'll tell you that.
Mick McCarthy, yeah, he's going to have an eye-opener, isn't he? But I'm sure Mick McCarthy knows a few football men. He might be able to advise Simon Sadler who he needs to bring in. But
we could do with that Matt Williams back.
Yeah, well, honestly, I would agree with you on that. He was
brilliant.
He was fantastic, yeah. And there's a lot of love for him at Blackpool because he put up with so much shit from the Oasis.
You've got to have a proper board, not just 3 or 4 on, because if you have a vote, I mean, 2, I'll call them lawyers. I think one's a bit higher up than that. I've been told today off Michael Egg. He knows a lot of stuff, you know, that Michael.
I know. But he's had his say.
I don't know where he gets his information from. He'll not tell me. But is 85%, 90% correct?
Yes, he does get quite a lot right, doesn't he? So
he'll not tell me anything.
No.
He tells me, he tells you a bit, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, it's all good. We're happy here. It's a happy show. We're happy it's Mick McCarthy. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to do as good as we can do. I don't think we could have done better than Mick McCarthy. And I don't think if Mick McCarthy can't keep us up, I don't think anybody would have, to be honest. I don't think. Because I think he reads the game, you know, be one of these managers that will read the game during the game. You know, so he'll be able to make changes when needed. I don't think Appleton just had any other plan. You know, he just didn't know what to change.
He's a passionate man. I mean, we sitting proudly and we can see players not trying, not interested. Why can't the manager see it when all the supporters can?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Mick McCarthy will.
Yeah, he will.
And he'll give him bollockings if he'll praise them, but he'll give him a bollocking if they do out wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, we can't do any worse anyway than Appleton, could we?
No, we couldn't
have got Mookie from Tower Lounge to do a better job.
We could have done. Cheers, Harry. I'm glad you're smiling. If you're at Bluefield Road, if you're in, I'll try and catch up with you on Saturday.
I think it'll be Borough game, Lee, because
right, okay.
I was going to go with my son on train, but I've had to go to doctors. I went to doctors yesterday. I've got a DVT, so I've got to wait now till doctor rings me in the morning.
Right.
I've had them before. I've got a pulmonary members and all, but I've got a filter in, so
Right. Okay.
I'm not all that worried.
No.
But they've just got to get me on proper medication because I can't go on warfarin. So anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry to hear that, Harry. But hope you're feeling better soon, and we will see you in your tangerine tie and your suit soon. I can't wait to see, and I hope he brings joy to us all. And I hope he keeps us up.
Well, I think he will.
Yeah. I do too.
I'm behind. He's a Yorkshire lad. He'll get used to me on to shouting at him from weird ass.
Great.
He'd say, "What's a Yorkshire lad doing supporting Blackpool?"
Oh well.
But he's all right, mate.
We love our Yorkshire Seasiders on here. You know we do. We love the lot.
You know what he once did when he went at Barnsley?
No, go on.
They weren't towing line. He took them down the mine, down the pits.
Did he?
He says, "This is what work's about."
Yeah.
And I want you to do it on field. It's true that, Lee. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
He took him down coal mine.
Brilliant.
Right guy.
He's a character, isn't he?
You like him. I hope you can get in his.
I'm gonna love
company.
him. I'm gonna love him. I tell you. I'd love to get in his company. I really would. They won't let me at Blackpool Football Club, but I would. I'd love to have him on here. I tell you. So Mick McCarthy, we're here.
Get down to club when he's coming in. Say, "Hey, Mick, I've got a little channel, and you've got a lot of supporters from Yorkshire. We've got a Yorkshire Seasider.
Yeah.
We're 100 members in, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Harry.
Yeah.
Hope everything goes well with your DVT and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for receiving me call.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Brilliant show.
Thank you very much. Thank you much.
Can't get that bloody Michael Egg off though.
No, I know he's hard to get off. People are already complaining in the blooming stream that he's on far too long. So we'll have to cut him short. We'll cut him short next time.
You want 10 of Michael Eggs on here, and your figures will go through the roof.
Well, it's controversial, and it needs to be. You can't have people on. There's got to be both sides of the story. So, and you're controversial as well, Harry. So it's.
I like to. I take a look at stick, and I can give it.
You're in as Happy Harry today. Happy Harry rather than Grumpy Harry.
Yes, you called me Grumpy.
I know.
They were all shouting for me to come back on.
Well, thank you very much. Happy Harry.
Good night.
See you later. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Brilliant. Thank you. Great call. Right, there we go. And I know a couple of people have been phoning in. You can phone in now. I just can't. It beeps in all the time if you're phoning in. So I'm not cutting you off for a reason. It's just I can't have that beeping going on in the stream because that annoys people. So if you want to phone in now, lines are free. Eddie H says, bullshit Ben, Blacker Bread and Simple Simon have hoodwinked Pearl fans with a lack of backing for Apples, and now they're clutching at straws with Thick Mick. Oh my gosh, Eddie H, blimey. That's, harsh. Right, okay, let me answer this call. Hello, what's your name? Hiya, Tom. Are you all right? Let me just put you on air. Just one second. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm good, thank you.
You good? Are you happy?
Yeah. Oh yes. Only upwards from here, isn't it?
It is. You've got to think that it's a decent appointment. I think it's the best we could have done in the circumstances, seeing as we're second off the bottom. I think he's as big a name as we could have possibly got in football at this moment in time. I know he's experienced. Have you seen his interview?
No. Chris Wilder would have been a good choice, I think, as well. But Mick McCarthy, I think, was the favourite, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Chris Wilder, because Mick's only on a short contract, and I think it is literally going to be to the end of the season, the board can now be planning for the next manager and, and sorting all that out now, can't they really? And getting in touch with people. So it gives them a bit more time. It's bought them some time, hasn't it? So, great.
Yeah. I speak to you at the games. I'm the steward that you come and speak to sometimes. I'm a steward at the Blackpool games. So
yes. Which
the
one?
Glasses.
Oh, hi. Yeah, hi. Yeah, Chris. Did you say it was Chris? What's your name? Sorry.
Tom.
John. Yeah, John. Tom, that's it. Tom, of course, yeah. No, I talk to you all the time, don't I? And wow, you've had the bottle to come on. So this is Tom, and he's one of our lovely stewards. Honestly, we do have some cracking stewards, and we have a right good laugh, don't we? We have a good laugh every time I call. Sometimes I've had you on camera a couple of times. I'm pretty sure you've been on.
Yes, I've been on camera. Yeah, I was on the Birmingham one. After the World Cup, back from the World Cup.
Oh, yes, you were.
Yeah. I was on that one.
Yeah.
And I was on one before that as well. I've been on a few, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll make a star of you. We'll have to make a star of you.
No.
Tom the Steward, you have to get yourself a Twitter account, and we'll build you up to something spectacular. But but no, it's nice to hear from you. I think it's great. Tom, where were you when you heard the news that it was Michael Appleton?
I was at home. I've literally just found out. I see it on your channel.
Oh, right, okay.
So I heard about Appleton yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously, when it happened, and but to be fair, I think it was the best thing they could have done. They should have done it sooner.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they should have done it in the Borough game.
Yeah.
At home.
Or even before the World Cup, maybe.
Yeah. But Mick McCarthy, I think is a good choice. Very good, strong choice.
Yeah, he knows the Championship, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he knows the Championship. Yeah. He'll get the respect from the players. The players are going to respect him because he's done everything, hasn't he? He's been an international manager and, a successful Championship manager. He's been a manager for a long, long time and kept, Ipswich in the Championship for years, really, on no money. And he just knows the game, doesn't he? And he's likeable, isn't he? He's where Michael Appleton was kind of drab and dour, he's also drab and dour, but with humour with it. So he's actually funny. Yeah. He's funny, and I'm sure he'll have a laugh with he'll be having a laugh with the fourth 100%. Official and the referee, and maybe we'll get some referees that give us some things from now on. You know what I mean? Because they like Mick McCarthy, and he's a big name. He's a big name in football.
Definitely. He's one of the biggest. He's done some big teams as well, and managed some big teams.
Yeah, Sunderland.
As well, hasn't he? So. He managed the team where I'm from, Ipswich. He managed them for a bit.
He managed them for quite a few years, didn't he? And he kind of kept them.
Yeah.
He had them in the playoffs, I think. They were saying the season, and then they got rid of him, and then they got relegated, didn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't get relegated with Mick McCarthy, did they? I don't think.
No, it was Roy Keane, wasn't it?
I can't remember who took them down, but it wasn't Mick McCarthy, as far as I can remember. But he's been a successful manager wherever he's been, really. Even Cardiff, although they potted him last season because of his record, the season before he kept him up. So you just need to turn me down in the background if you can. You just turn it down because I can hear me.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. I think
just turn your.
What happens on Saturday? We'll see what happens on Saturday.
All right. Okay. Nice to hear from you anyway, Tom. And we'll say hello to you. We will say hello to you.
On Saturday,
all right, mate. Look forward to it. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for calling in.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Bye.
There we are, Tom. He is. I talk to him all the time. In fact, quite a lot of the stewards talk to me as well. And we've got some cracking stewards at Turbulent Road. They're really good fun, and I do like them, and sometimes they don't want to be on the video, but Tom doesn't mind, and he's a great guy. Yeah. Jade Clinch is here saying, Wolves fan here, you guys will do well with Big Mick. That's what we want to hear. Andrew and Rachel Gurley are saying we're going to be coming back soon. See you, Lee. Fantastic. And they also reckon it's going to be a full house on Saturday. I hope it is. I really do. Duncan Wood, though, says if only the board had listened to the fans, we wouldn't be in this mess. Appleton was never the man for Blackpool. Let's hope the board have redeemed themselves and it all works out okay. Up the pool. Come on, Mick McCarthy. I kind of agree with you, but the thing about you saying listen to the fans, Appleton was totally left field. Right, I'm just going to get a caller in. Hello, Gareth. I'll be with you in just 1 minute. Okay, I'm just...
No worries.
Just 1 second. So they appointed Michael Appleton, and it was completely out of the blue. The fans reacted after they'd appointed him, not before. So they couldn't really listen to the fans at that time because they'd already done the deal and signed him up for 4 years. So it was too late. But I think they maybe should have got rid of him a bit earlier. Anyway, we'll speak to Gareth right now. I know people are calling in. I will get to you as soon as I can. If I just disconnect you, because I can only do one at a time. Hi, Gareth. How are you feeling?
Hello. Brilliant. Yeah, what a great appointment. I think it's brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And I, I've heard a few people being a bit negative about it, but I tell you what, he's a big name.
He is a big name.
A big name.
Of course he is.
We've got him at Blackpool.
When have we had a Mick McCarthy type character who's been an international manager at Blackpool Football Club?
No.
We haven't, have we? I mean, we had Sam Allardyce and he became big, but after, didn't he? I mean, he wasn't big when he was with us.
Yeah.
Nigel Worthington was a known name as a footballer, but still he was, he wasn't. But Mick McCarthy, oh my God, he's been in the game 40 years. I was kind of likening him to sort of Alex Ferguson, not in his record of Alex Ferguson, but he's that same kind of imposing man that, you instantly know who he is. He looks like Mick McCarthy. You can spot him a mile away, just like Alex Ferguson. They're just big, massive characters that you've seen on TV like a million times, haven't you? You've seen him on Match of the Day. You've seen him on international matches and all sorts. He's a massive name, and I don't think we could have done better.
I know you haven't seen an interview with him yet, but
no.
A few people I have as well, and I tell you what, it makes you feel good. When I listened to it, I thought, I feel good.
Yes,
I feel good about this fella.
You weren't feeling that way with Appleton, were you?
Oh, absolutely not.
I couldn't watch him. I'm sorry. I stopped watching. I used to watch critics religiously, but I could not watch Appleton. I just couldn't bear it.
Mick McCarthy, he could be like your favourite uncle. He comes across as that type of bloke.
Yeah.
Where and he doesn't look like Voldemort for one. So I would listen to that lad from Yorkshire, and I thought, you're spot on, mate. I think he'll be inspirational for us.
Yeah.
And he, I'm jumping ahead here, but if this Big Nick keeps us up, and I've got every faith he can, who's to say that the board might say, do you fancy another year? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I would if he keeps us up. I definitely would. would if he keeps us up. And I tell you something.
Who knows?
My dad, really liked him. Him. He also liked Neil Warnock as well. I know he was like, Marmite to a lot of people, but he liked those characters that made him laugh, and he used to laugh out loud at Mick McCarthy at times, my dad, and he always used to say he'd be a perfect fit for Blackpool. He used to say that, and I'm going back 20 years, you know what I mean? He'd always, whenever he saw him, he'd say, oh God, I wish Mick McCarthy would be perfect down here, I'd love him down here. And so, Dad, thank you very much, is all I can say. And let's hope he does do what I'm sure as well that he can change the game, Gareth. I'm sure he's a kind of manager that, and I've already mentioned it already, but when we played Sunderland and we were battering him first half, and they came out and changed the game. They changed the formation. I need to put him on him and him on him, and I need this guy on here, and I'll change it around to to match them up, and they won't be able to do what they're doing to us now. And I'll turn it around.
You're absolutely right.
He's that kind of manager, isn't he? That'll be on the sideline, and he'll be able to see it, and he'll be thinking, oh my God, right, well, they've moved him into mid, they moved him across there, and now we've got a problem down this right hand wing. They're making, they're taking advantage of our man short there, so I'll move somebody over there, and I'll bring him off, and I'm sure he's 40 years, for God's sake, in the game. He's experienced, isn't he? And I just think he's a great appointment. I think he'll be great.
What do you think? Because I was going through what possible team he might play on Saturday with my mate earlier on.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking, what's your view on the centre up? Because obviously Big Marv's out. Is it? Obviously Thornley, I would say, is the first choice really, but who plays next to Thornley? I
would bring Husband back in because he's steady Eddie. He's just like a man for all seasons, Husband for me. I think he plays fantastic every time he comes on. I don't think he hardly puts a foot wrong. I think Dom Thompson's all right at left back. I don't mind him. I think he's all right. He's a battler. Mick McCarthy will like him because he's a bit of a hothead at times, but he's fast. He's got pace. I don't mind him. I think Andy Lyons, I would put him probably in his right back, because he is a right back. And then you've got that choice then of who you're going to put in the midfield, haven't you? Which would you move Connolly into midfield because he's hard as nails, isn't he? But he's not big.
Yeah.
We've got this Tom Tribal, who I'm sure Mick will know about him. I'm sure he'll know well about him and know he's an hard man. Kenny Dougal's hard. He is hard.
I know.
People don't like him, but he's hard as nails. I've watched him from the touchline, from the halfway line, and bloody, he looks a lot harder from the halfway line than he does in the south stand. You don't quite see it as much, but he don't take no prisoners. Dougal. Obviously, Bowler's going to play.
I'm hoping that. I read the other day somewhere, but it might be that these players who are all injured. There's quite a few of them who look like they could be sort of thereabouts, Southampton stroke Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So before we know it, Mick McCarthy might be thinking, bloody hell, I'm spoiled here. I'm spoiled for choice. And that'd be a nice thing at Blackpool, wouldn't it?
Jane said to me something poignant, and I don't know whether it's true, but she felt that the players were probably being were longer in the injury on the physio's bench than they could have been because they really didn't want to play for Appleton, so they weren't really rushing to get back. Maybe now they may come back a little bit quicker than because some of these players just like disappear forever, don't they? It's like, what happened to Luis Fiorini? Where is Luis Fiorini? What did he do? What happened to him? Because he got an injury at QPR. We've not seen or heard of him since, have we?
Yeah. So hopefully he'll be spoiled for choice, and that can only be good for the team.
Yeah.
Because competition means people perform better.
Yeah.
Try hard. Not that they're not trying, but there's that competition, and that's what you need. And we've lacked a bit of that this season. So. Yeah, but that'd be great, and I think as well, it'll inspire people. I'm going to go Middlesbrough now. Under Appleton, I wouldn't even thought about it. No. So there's all that side to it. So yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get on.
All right, thank you, Gareth. Great call. I'm glad to hear you buzzing. I think we're all buzzing. In fact, we're kind of exploding, aren't we? Because we were all like going, we were all so excited, yesterday when we heard the news he'd gone, and we're all like doubly excited again that we've got somebody in. I think it's the right length of contract. Do you? I think, if it doesn't work out, we haven't stitched ourselves up for another 4 years or something with Mick McCarthy. He's got to prove himself. So from his interview, he wants to prove himself, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, you'll find this on his interview. He sounds enthusiastic.
Yes.
He's up for it. He's up for it. He said he's missed it.
Yeah.
He's up for it,
Right. Well, that's what we wanted.
For more, can you?
And he's not saying we're little Blackpool, is he?
Is he buggery? No, we're big Blackpool. We're big Blackpool.
We are big Blackpool, and our fans, I tell you, Ryan Dunbar said yesterday that we make more noise at Bloomfield Road than 50,000 at Rangers. So we're massive, aren't we? And he's a Rangers fan, so he's been to both, and he says we're louder at Bloomfield Road than they are at Ibrox. So.
All right. Nice one. Anyway,
cheers, Gareth. Thank you. Nice Thanks very much. Okay, that was Gareth. I know people were phoning in. If you want to phone in now, you can. Penny Lane says, I wish Blackpool the best. With the new manager to progress and move up the table. Thank you very much, Penny. The True Red said the kids won't be playing under McCarthy like under Appleton. Well, that would be good to see, to be honest, because that's why we are where we are, playing too many kids. Jay Clinch says he will get Yates and Medine scoring more goals for you. Shame you haven't taken Connor Ronan from us again. Oh. Yeah. Connor Ronan, he was all right, actually. I mean, he came at the same time as the other lad, didn't he, from Leicester. Connor Ronan, he was a good player, yeah. And Evening Penny, yes, of course. Glad to see you here. The True Red said, managed to get tickets for Saturday, as I said the other day. Right, we've got another call coming in on Dan's show. He's gone off. All right, he'll maybe come back. Managed to get tickets for Saturday, as I said the other day on Dan's show, to Blackpool versus Huddersfield. So we'll be in the Blackpool end. We're away, so it works well. Okay, yeah, indeed. That's it. Come, right, well, find us and come and say hello to us. You know where we are. I've told you where we are. Jane will be selling her fanzines in front of the main stand. Peter Donny says Ian Holloway is probably the biggest name I can think we've had. I get that, to be honest with you, but when he came in, I'd never really heard of Ian Holloway. I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he'd had the trauma. I didn't really know who Ian Holloway was. And obviously everybody knows who Ian Holloway was because of what he did with Blackpool and got them in the Premier League, and he became a Premier League manager. But I think Ian Holloway became a bigger manager with Blackpool than he'd ever been in his career. I think I had seen him on Soccer AM with his chickens, if I'm being honest. That's what I knew. But when they said Ian Holloway, I didn't really know who he was. But yeah, he became massive. But Blackpool were massive then. We're in the Premier League. We haven't been since. Poetry from the Piddle says, a great appointment. I'm looking forward to the caustic humour and avoiding relegation. Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope we do. Ross Levisage says, I think it's going to be Blackpool 2, Huddersfield 2. Can't see us winning away. We are awful. I thought you were kind of turning it around a bit. Maybe we'll get the new manager bounce. And apparently Huddersfield fans have already told us that you're never any good when there's a new manager bounce. You always lose. So let's hope that carries on for our sake. Peter Donnelly says, Tribal is a hard man as well. Yes, I have just said that. He is hard. I've seen his video against Leeds and he was hard as nails. Let's just go over to Facebook. Right, I'm just going to take a call. Hello, what's your name? Oh, just one second. Let's just get you on because I've been getting a few nuisance calls. So just say that again. So you're from Sunderland?
Yes, and I like to say you've got a good manager there, Mick McCarthy.
Yes, well, he did fantastic for Sunderland, didn't he? He was a decent manager there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you think it's like the best we could have got in the situation? I mean, you probably don't know the whole situation, but he's been given like a short 4-month contract to basically save us. And with Appleton, we gave him a 4-year contract, which was a nightmare. So he's got to prove it. And he knows the Championship, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But you know what, Lee? I was at the match against, the Bloomfield Road against Sunderland, right?
Yes.
Your fans are passionate. You are very good vocal fans as well.
Yeah, and that was us on a bad day. That was us on a bad day, trust me. Because we're not happy, on a good day we're a lot louder.
But no, you were good. You were all the way through. When you even scored the goal, I can feel it, the goosebumps, because I was on the way end.
Right.
I can hear you.
Okay.
And it was brilliant.
Oh, thank you very much.
I come to Blackpool a lot.
Yes.
And I always come to Blackpool, but I haven't met up with you before. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've seen you on YouTube.
Well, next time, find us or follow me on Facebook or something and message me, and we'll meet up. Definitely.
I stayed in the Tangerine Hotel. Actually, I stayed in the Sandringham Hotel.
Oh, did you? Right. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go to the Tangerine Hotel. Probably because you saw the adverts on the channel, did you? It's a great hotel, isn't it? For
it's brilliant.
footy fans.
I tell you, you honestly, I think on Saturday you're going to do it on Saturday. I hope you do, Lee.
Thank you very much. I thought, and you were at the game, and obviously Blackpool were the better team in the first half, and you were the better team in the second half. But you changed it in the second half, and you were all over us. And Michael Appleton didn't change anything. He just let us get.
You know what?
Yeah.
You should have Jerry Yates and Vadine together.
Yes.
Because you can't play them together. Because end of the day, them two are best mates, apparently, I think.
They are.
You were saying before.
Yes, they are. They are.
Why do they want not to, do you know what I mean, play together? But if you've got two play together, you've got a really good squad there. You've got a really good up front and midfield and that. But honestly, your goalkeeper situation at the moment, Maxwell, do you think Maxwell's a good goalkeeper for you, or do you think he's not at the moment?
Well, you've seen him a couple of times against Sunderland, right? So I'll ask you the same question. We played you in League One. It was like the bloody Alamo at Sunderland, and Maxwell pulled off something like 3 or 4 world-class saves against you. At the end of the game, do you remember? He honestly saved everything. And when we came to Sunderland, and I don't know if you've seen the vlog there where we were in with Fritz Sklada in the box and everything, and Maxwell pulled off a wonder save at the end to keep us in it. I think he's a great keeper. I think. I don't think either keeper's doing well at the moment, simply because the defence is just like a wet paper bag. So it's a nightmare for a keeper. But Maxwell's positioning is quite amazing, and he quite often makes saves look really easy because he's just right. You know, you think goal, and he's just right there to get the ball. And whereas Grimmy doesn't have that experience. But
like last time against Sunderland when we equalised, you can tell by his face he wasn't very happy about the equaliser.
No,
he wasn't very happy with the defence because your defence at the back.
You know
that Connolly. You know the referee, Tim Robinson. We've had him up here
right?
And he just told the referee. And last week, Keith Stroud was horrible for us.
Yeah.
He said, "Look, go 9 off," and it wasn't a red card. And he was just a biased referee. He's terrible. Have you had Keith Stroud before?
We get, honestly, I can't remember the amount of bad referees that we get, honestly, that don't give us anything. And I actually think sometimes that could be because they don't like, they might not like Michael Appleton, or he might not talk to him in the right way. And I think Mick McCarthy is one of those guys that will have a bit of a laugh with the fourth official, and he'll have a joke with the referee.
Yeah,
and
he does.
Get him on your side. Get him on your side, innit? Which is what you want. And I don't think Appleton couldn't even get the players on his side, so I doubt he could get the bloody referee.
When I looked at the appointment, I thought, nah, he's not a good fit for Blackpool. Nowhere. And he's saying about being a Preston fan. We shouldn't have him in the team anyway because because he's hopeless. He's a hopeless manager. I tell you what, mine last weekend, if you played Yates and Medina together, you've got a good team there. We were lucky on last week with the goalkeeper. Maxwell pulled the save off. Was unlucky that there was 6. But you played well in the first half. You played well actually.
Yeah, he did.
Against Watford.
He always plays well. He's all right for me. I don't mind him at all. I think, and Jane loves him. She loves Maxwell. She says he's her favourite goalkeeper ever at Blackpool.
Yeah.
That's what Jane said.
Yeah. And I like Josh Bowler back for you. He's a good one. Be one hell of a surprisingly. I was talking to one of the lads, owner's grandson, about Josh Bowler coming back.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that's going to be a signing for Blackpool.
Yeah.
If he gets Josh Bowler back and all the rest of it, you're going to have a really good squad. There's one player that I think he's good. He played against us. Somebody from Leeds, a little guy.
Paveda.
Whatever he's.
Jan Paveda.
He turned absolutely on us. We absolutely couldn't keep up in the second half. The first half, he was all over the place.
I know.
But I'll tell you now, if you beat Huddersfield, you've got a good manager there, Lee, I hope you do well for the rest of the season. I hope you stay up.
Well, we're hoping. Thank you, and thanks for watching the videos and everything. We do appreciate it because I always think, I always say, if you don't support Blackpool, and then you like for you guys, you watch Sunderland, you have all that stress of watching Sunderland, and then you start following me and Jane, and you go through all the stress that we're going through. It can't be good. It can't be good for you. It can't be good for you.
Not.
We love the Mad Mistake. Actually, we like to watch him. Terry. The Mad Mistake.
But he's off the channel at the moment. He's not well at the moment. I don't think he's not very well at the minute.
Oh, is he not? Oh, well, we like to watch him. He's
funny, isn't he?
He's great. He's funny.
When I come to Blackpool the next time, because I've been looking out for you, Lee. I've been looking for you, and I couldn't find you.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. I've got your number now, so I've got you in the phone, so you can ring me or message this phone before you come in, or you can follow me on Twitter or wherever and message me and just arrange it next time. No problem. Even when we're coming up to Sunderland, if we're still in this division,
of course you can.
We'll say hello to you.
Because you know what it is. Do you know what? This on Saturday, it's going to be a full house for you. Hope you get a good crowd in on Saturday for the Mick McCarthy.
Yeah, well, we'll be a lot louder on Saturday than we were against you.
I'll be watching the results coming in for you.
All right.
I'll be watching it late.
Okay, thank you. Go on.
But you've got a good manager there, and I hope you do. I hope you stay up, and I hope we'll see you again in the near future.
Thank you, and I look forward to see. We had a lovely time in Sunderland. I'm actually doing the Sunderland Football Tourist Guide at the moment, but I'm having a bit of a problem getting it right. But it's going to be coming out soon. You'll see what Jane and I got up to in Sunderland. We had a great time. So you will enjoy it when it comes out.
Yeah, and also Blackpool's lovely nice atmosphere down there with the fans. When I walked, I got lost. One of the Blackpool fans where the pub was, I got lost because it was raining. I got soaking. I was drenched.
Oh no!
Yeah, there was. When I came out the ground, it was like a little bit dark and it started to rain. The police was the wrong way around, didn't they? So they sent us back to the pub I wanted to be. They shut the road off. I had to walk all the way down a different way.
Yeah, they send you around the sort of houses, don't they, to it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. At least you live to tell the tale. You live to tell the tale.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, what do you think about the away support? Our support down there was a good support, wasn't it?
Well, it was, and it was better second half. It was better, definitely. And you allow when you scored. And I thought, when we went to Sunderland, I thought it was loud when you were like cheering, the
reason why.
But you're not singing. You don't sing like we do.
You know why? Because the reason why for had a lot of problems on that day as well. I had a lot of animosity with the owners at the time.
I don't know why.
Owners.
They're doing great, aren't they? There, this new guy from.
We've got a new guy in, but before that, we had the owners were not very good.
We've watched it. We've watched Sunderland till I die, so we know all about your owners and the problems you've had.
Yeah, now, but like last week, we had a good atmosphere. We're winning. We're on top for a lot. 9 out of the game. Diallo we've got on loan from Man United was a penalty. He wouldn't get a penalty. It was a blatant penalty. And that's why he kicked off for. He sent a red card for Luke O'Neill.
Oh,
never even touched him.
Unbelievable.
So.
Oh, well, you're still up there. You're doing quite well for your first season back in the Championship. I'm sure you're all pretty happy up there.
But I wish you would be further up, Manly, because I'm really, really gutted for you because at the end of the day, you were doing well beforehand, before this all kicked off.
Yeah, I know. Well, thank you very much anyway, and we'll definitely catch up next time you come up to Blackpool. Come across.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. Brilliant. There we go. Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you. There we are. You see, Sunderland fans saying what the atmosphere is like. It is fantastic. Mark Birkin says Big Mick is taking you down. I don't think so. We're already going down, so he can't really take us down. He can either save us or we're just going that way anyway. Eugene McGeever says Blackpool should go after Rondon now because he's a free agent. Right, okay. Martin W says, Wolves fan here, couldn't stand Mad Mick. He was rude to the fans, played boring football. You could have got better, but good luck. Thank you very much. Well, let's hope he's okay. Right, okay, let's just take this next call coming in. Hello, what's your name? Hello? Hiya. What's your name? Sam? All right, let me just put you on there. Hi, Sam. How are you? How are you feeling? What have you got to say about Mick McCarthy?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I hope you are too. What I've got to say about Mick McCarthy is, what do you think he's going to be? Do you reckon he's going to be a short-term manager like Michael Appleton?
Yeah.
Or like a long-term manager like someone like Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola?
Right. Okay, it's a good question, actually. Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because Michael Appleton was signed as a long-term manager who didn't work out, did he? Yeah. And Mick McCarthy is being signed on as a short-term manager who, I would say, if he does well and saves us, you kind of want to keep him on, wouldn't you? But I don't know we don't know, and nobody knows really what the contract is. So I would imagine that when they've talked to him, they've said, look, if you come in and, you do a great job, we'll extend this contract. If you want to stay and you do well, we'd like to keep you on. But if it doesn't work out, you can walk away and, we're not going to bother. So I'm hoping that he proves to be a great manager. And he's a big name, for those. I know the younger crowd won't probably know him too well, but he's a very experienced manager. He knows the Championship. He's had lots of success at lots of clubs. He saved Cardiff, like the year before they potted him. He brought Cardiff to Bloomfield Road and they battered us 2-0. I don't know if you remember that game, first game of the season. They were too good for us. And I just think he's experienced enough to be able to change the game, during the game. So, he'll be able to see if they've moved a player around, it's causing us trouble, he'll be able to counteract that. And I think he'll make quicker substitutions. And I just think he's going to bring a bit more joy into the club than Michael Appleton did. I don't think Michael Appleton was like a very happy. I can't imagine him being a lot of fun. Can you? He never come across as being fun. So Mick McCarthy is, and you like his interviews, and he is funny. He's a bit sarcastic half the time. I think he'll be great, and I hope he does really well, and I hope he is a long-term manager. Do Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you like him?
Well, I know he's got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Personally, until I saw the video
Yeah.
on him, I knew who he was. But then I realised like he's got experience at like big clubs like Manchester City.
Yeah. He's also been the Northern Ireland manager. He's also managed like internationally as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a heck load of experience.
Yeah.
I couldn't see how it could go wrong.
Yeah, no, I absolutely right. So how long have you been? I've had you on my videos, haven't I? You've been on the videos a few times, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did watch them quite regularly. Yeah.
Yeah. Have I had you on the video giving score predictions and stuff? I'm pretty sure I have. I kind of recognise your voice. That's all I'm trying to. Obviously, I can't see you, but I can hear you. So yeah. So how long have you been a Blackpool fan?
Well, I've been a Blackpool fan all my life, but
yeah,
when I started like proper getting into it, I only got a season ticket about. I got it. How do you explain it? I got my first season ticket.
Yeah.
Not this season, the season before.
Okay.
But every time they've been on TV, I've just been watching them.
Yes, it's absolutely. And you're enjoying being a Blackpool fan, I take it, at the moment. You're not particularly at the moment with Appleton, but so far, you've been watching football in the Championship and the atmosphere. Do you like the atmosphere down there? At the ground?
Yeah, it's fun. Obviously, that's in the stand where all the chants are going on.
So you're in the north?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just really fun. It's really fun. The atmosphere and everything.
Are you in with all the noise then? Are you in with all that lot chanting and you're loving it, yeah? Well, I tell you what, make sure that all your mates, whoever's there, make lots of noise on Saturday and really, really, better than we've ever been. I want it to be on Saturday. I want it to be just all the way through if we can, and really cheering them on because they need us, you know what I mean? They need us. We make a difference. Yeah. We make a difference. When we're on form, we can lift them. So do you think we'll win? Are you confident? You've watched the interview. Do you think we can do it?
I think it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your call, and I hope we win it. And I hope you have a great day on Saturday.
Yeah. Hope you do too.
Thank you very much. Thank you. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye. There we are. You see, even the young ones are excited. Everybody's excited, and they are. I love getting the young kids on because they're the ones that are going to be here bringing their kids, and they're the ones that are going to be keeping Blackpool going when I'm not here and other people are not here. They'll be still here years and years to come, and they're the future, and they're the ones that are going to bring their kids and everything else. And if we can get them involved, and if they like being on the videos, and that gives them a sort of badge of honour at school and all that, and they can say, I was on Lee Charles TV, then it's fantastic. Right, let me another call coming in. Hello, what's your name? Hello? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's a good job nobody can hear you but me. See you later. Bye. Oh, that was Sarah really enjoying a date with me. So, yes, it was a great date, Sarah. Thank you very much. I really did enjoy it. It was really sexy call as well. She had a very sexy voice, but you didn't get to hear it. But anyway, she wasted her time, didn't she? Wasted a bit of money. She's probably on just a contract where she can ring anybody and tell them, what wonderful time she's had with them. Martin W says, just my opinion, he might be good at League One level. Nick Muller says, hi Nick, he always liked Mick McCarthy. Good, I'm glad for that. I'm sure you did love him down there. Martin W said, some Wolves fans loved him. I never did, but he got us into the Premier League. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, could you? Nick Muller says, Martin, he knows what to do if he has the time. I'm sure he does. Nicholas Hindle says, Appleton's face looked like he had unresolved anger issues. At least Mick will bring him some fun as well as experience. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Martin Dewey says he's a dinosaur. Well, he says that not a lot's changed in football. There's not many new ideas. Football's a simple game, is what Mick McCarthy says. So let's see if he's right. There we are. Eugene McGeever says they're chatting about Mick McCarthy on Sky Sports News right now. So they're chatting about Blackpool. That's exactly. Well, Toby Lerone says the reason he's been on the scrap heap for 20 years. Well, maybe he just didn't find the right club with the right people behind him and the right fans behind him to resurrect his career. He'll have all the support of the Blackpool fans, and we'll help him. Serious? Is that a round of applause for dealing with the telephone caller? Gareth Jarrett says Mick McCarthy's Tangerine Army. It sounds good. It does. Oh, Phil Thompson's reckons 09 should have been sent off. Oh, should have been sent off against us. Mick Kerr says Huddersfield must be thinking, oh shit, they're all going to be mad for it on Saturday. Well, we are, aren't we? He fits in with us, doesn't he? Right. I think that's it. I think we've done it to death. It's been a great show. I've done over 2 hours talking about Mick McCarthy. Can you believe it? Thanks for all those that have called in. Thanks to that last caller for really a sexy voice. Shame you didn't get to hear it, but never mind. But it's been a brilliant show. I'm happy. I've said it before. I'm happy. I really am. I think it's the best we could do. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I don't think anybody could have saved us. I'm going to go and watch the interview, and I'm going to really cheer myself up. And you guys have all been positive, so it's all positive. So hopefully Saturday we are positive. We are back, making a lot of noise, roaring this team on, and show Mick McCarthy that we can make his job very easy at Blackpool as we cheer the guys on for him. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll be there on Saturday. You know where we'll be. If you want to come up and say hello to us and tell us all how excited you are about Mick McCarthy, then you know we'll just be in front of the main stand. Jane will be selling her fanzines, and we'll see you there. So thanks a lot for tuning in to me all the time, and I do appreciate it. And we're getting massive views on these phone-ins now, so let's keep it going. It's really good and a great idea. I know other people have stopped copying me, but they always copy me. You've got to be inventive and creative, and that's what we are here. We've got loads of more stuff coming for you that other people can't copy. So thanks a lot for watching. See you all soon.